What's up, everyone? It's your boy Weezy, and I'll be hosting the Street Fighter 6 showcase with an exclusive look at the new game. We talking new ways to fight, crazy new game modes, and some big announcements. Stay tuned. It's about to be crazy.
Call upon you, great wind. Toino Ikonoi, spirit of the wind. Let yourself become one with it. Good stuff. Wings. Go. Here we go. Just for you. Here I go. The voice of the spirit, only I can hear it.
But not the one we're looking for. Another mission awaits.
All right, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Sets here on twitch.tv/CatCon Fighters, the place to be on a Tuesday. You know what it is? It is the Tuesday show where we get two players from different parts of the world to participate in that first to 10, beat each other up and have some fun playing it and enjoying some Street Fighter 5. But of course, we have to know a little bit about them and then hear their saltiness after the set is done with a pre-match interview and a post-match interview. But this show cannot be complete without the talent. I am your host once again tonight, Jammers, and alongside me, my co-host join me once again for some more street fighting action. Let me find out that they are here to enjoy the time. Yes, there they are on screen. You can see them, Veggie and Ovaha, their lovely faces.
Didn't see
Ovaha,
you there.
of course you didn't see me, but I see you. How you doing tonight? Talk to me.
I'm good, man. I'm really excited for the players we have tonight, and I don't know. We have some topics to discuss as well, and I think it's really interesting.
Sweet.
There's interesting things in the future.
Interesting indeed. Veggie, looks like you put your hand up. You want to say something? That's the first time you put your hand up in front of me. That's great.
Yeah. No, not the first. I do that quite a few times. You just ignore it.
Yeah, I did.
But
Anyways.
I'm super excited. You know why? Because we're going to watch Ryu against Sagat. I want to say the match that started it all. I don't know how correct I am in saying that, but it kind of feels that way when people talk about Street Fighter, Ryu versus Sagat.
I mean,
the eye losing battle and the scar and the things.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry. I have to interrupt that there. It was actually Dan's father who took Sagat's eye. So.
Oh, nice!
And you call yourself a Street Fighter fan?
Everyone needs a lore master at their side, and I am lucky to have none other than the greatest lore master of all time.
It's
not Jammers.
Yeah, it's not me. It's not me.
Yeah, it's over.
Right.
I'm so sorry.
Happy I can inform you.
You're right. That's right. But the scar was also from the chest.
That
scar?
was from from.
Yeah. Let's say I just mixed that up.
Yeah,
you know,
did
mix-ups.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey.
mix-ups.
Well,
It happens, man.
But I'm excited nonetheless for the matchup that we're gonna have. So, since it is such a classical matchup, and we're gonna probably hear a lot of Hadouken and Tiger Storm.
Well, we'll see. Listen, it might be Tiger Tatsumaki.
Yeah.
Who knows? But yes, we've alluded to it. You've seen it on Capcom 5. Richard, show the fight card so the people know what is up today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what's happening tonight. It's a classic matchup, a tale as old as time. But the faces we've seen, I've only seen them in the SF5 generation. However, they could have played fine games before that. On the left, we're going to have a strong Sagat player from the UK in djSonnyB going up against Murshid. Now, he was in the regional final for the World Warrior in Germany, the one that Jimmy won to qualify for the Cup. This guy, he caused Jimmy quite a number of problems for a few years, and his Ryu has definitely improved substantially over the years. Sagat versus Ryu, it's going to be an interesting one. We'll get to the matchup very soon, but before we do that, let me go through the runner show with you guys once again. I've got to make sure I get all the mundane things out of the way first. I love it they put Ed there, because there's 3 things we go 1, 2, 3. Anyway, we're going to do Street Fighter news first, and boy, have we got some news for you. We're going to be doing that now. We're going to be discussing that momentarily, and then after that, we're going to get the players in for the player interview. They are in the green room right now. They are waiting. And then we're going to talk to them about their thoughts and, you know, their final thoughts as well for Street Fighter 5. And then we'll ask them some Street Fighter 6 questions throughout the show. And then if you want to come back just for the games alone, I know what you people are like. And you guys are going to be even worse when Street Fighter 6 comes out. Because when you see Capcom 5, it's going to be like, where's the game? Where is it? Well, guess what? Come back in about 37 minutes. And the game will be with you. It will be the first 10 exhibition for you in Sagat. I'm pretty sure everyone likes that. That's a matchup that you seldom see, and we will have that for you here on the show. And this is where you can only find exclusive rights to the sets show. So, now, gentlemen, the first thing we got to do, it was announced last week. There was something, it's down there, we're alluding to it. We're going to have a huge rapper, celebrity, doing a showcase for you guys on April 20th. That is right. Lil Wayne has graced us with his presence, and he's going to be doing a fantastic showcase. Fingers crossed we get news that we want to hear. It's going to be fun anyway, because it's going to be for Street. Do me a solid, and he might just make sure he does another Carter album, just makes it specifically for Street Fighter 6. Maybe he might be an in-game commentator. How wild would that be?
By the way, can I give
to
a
me.
little bit of an interesting lore thingy here?
Thingy,
I
go
don't
for it,
know.
please.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys, but also like the people watching, I don't know who is aware of this, but back in the day there was a series of Drake versus Lil Wayne concerts that were Street Fighter themed. And there was like promotional art in the Street Fighter 4 art style for it, and they had people using this app on their phones to give them energy during the show.
Okay.
And they, and they like, I think they had the ability to kind of give the Drake and Lil Wayne the songs that they're gonna perform. And the winner was decided at the end. So this was the interesting little lore tidbit here.
Now
This is why you are the lore
part,
master.
That latter part I didn't know. I know they used to have a lot of concerts back and forth, but I didn't know the specifics. Why I'm not into like all this concert stuff. Like, you know, my sister is more than I am, but she did tell me about these things a few years ago. But no, that's interesting. I like that tidbit of information. Maybe some of you guys at home knew that as well. But yes, he's going to dip his toes into the Street Fighter community, and who knows what he's going to announce for us. It's going to be fantastic indeed. I mean, Veggie, what are you hoping for that Lil Wayne's going to tell us on Thursday? Anything in particular?
You know, it would be cool if he said that he made like a Street Fighter 6 soundtrack. Like we've had hip hop music in Street Fighter 3, and I remember that Lupe song for Evo Street Fighter 5. Looks
He done
like we're gonna be
the Colleen.
fighting
He done
on
the
the
Colleen.
streets.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I remember he did the Colleen one as well, didn't he?
I don't really remember.
He did. If you go
he
look at
probably
Colleen's
did.
SF5 trailer, he did a track for
Oh
Colleen.
yeah. Now you're tingling my brain a little bit. I think I remember maybe a little bit about it, but I'm not completely sure because you know forgetting stuff. Even though I pride myself in great memory, so maybe that's just not real. But I do remember that. Looks like we're gonna be fighting in the streets. You remember that one, Jammers?
I'm sure I do. I'll look up.
I don't
on YouTube
remember
in a
the
minute.
lyrics, but I remember it being a banger.
It's so good. I listened to it the other day.
That's
It's
the safe
super
way
good.
out. That is definitely.
Yeah, so
the
I'm
safe way
hoping.
out.
Anyway, I'm hoping for an. That would be really cool because I think that would also bring a lot of eyes in. Other than that, it's hard. Since I don't really know what to expect.
You're so
I'm
excited, you're tongue-tied.
Yes. I'm just excited to be
Or he's tongue-tied
surprised.
because of his ESL like me.
Well, I
Let's
mean,
go.
there's that too. But I mean, Olvaha, what are you expecting? What are you hoping for that Lil Wayne announces for
I'm
us on
hoping
Thursday?
he's announcing that he's fighting Daigo Umehara in a money match.
I mean,
the best one?
That'd be interesting. He'd be like, what,
Wow.
7 p.m. June 1st, PST.
Be
Don't
there
miss
or
it.
be square.
Yeah, well, or something. Just say, join my Twitch channel or something
Or
like that.
like, but I agree that he should definitely drop another one of those banger albums.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I hope he does
If
that.
he did play Street Fighter 6 against Daigo at 7 p.m. on June, whatever the joke was, what character do you think he would play? Just
character-
aside, like
what
I just
character
wanted
do
to.
I think Lil Wayne would play?
Yes.
He would probably sell you a dream and says he plays Ryu, and then he ends up playing Blanca. Something like that.
Blanca, you think so?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
I don't see
Oh,
him.
you know
I don't
what?
see him
I've-
trying a new character. It has to be a legacy one.
No.
It has to be a legacy
I
one.
know who he's gonna pick. He's gonna pick Dalsim because he spits hot fire.
Hey, listen, yeah, he might do that. He might do that. He might definitely
But
do that.
it might also pick Zangief because, I mean, Zangief is the most fun character in the Street
very
Fighter
possible.
history. It's like in Street Fighter history, there's not been a more fun character than Zangief.
Is that right? Can you answer me this one question then? If he's the most fun character, why is the vast majority of players, not competitive players, the vast majority of players they gravitate towards Ryu and Ken?
That's such a good question. I'm gonna
Well,
give you an answer at the end of the show if
yeah,
you remember.
good.
Okay.
So,
We're
right.
gonna remind you. Don't worry. We have great
Anyway-
memories as well.
Right, anyway, let us know in the chat or let us know on Twitter. Follow at and let us know what you want to see on Thursday. They have the announcement, but maybe you're expecting something that they might not pull out, or they might pull a rabbit out of the hat. Who knows? But yes, there is another thing I want to talk about as well. This is SF5 related now. This man was part of an event yesterday or 2 days ago. I can't quite remember what it was. But
Yeah,
we
Sunday.
want to give the congratulations to the winner of this event, which was Ending Walker. We can put it up. I believe it was a Redline event. Shout outs to him. Redline Clash, shout outs to the Italian community for putting this on. They had quite a number of talent involved there. Mr. Crimson, Ending Walker, Jimmy, Hurricane, Veggie, and who was the last one? TKR? Was it TKR?
Yeah, but TKR couldn't make it on the day, so
that's unfortunate.
it
That
was
is
just
unfortunate.
the 5 of us. Yeah.
That is very unfortunate there. But so yes, I believe Ending Walker did win this. This was a round robin event. But Veggie, because you were part of it and you happened to say you have a Zangief, do you mind filling us in on so where is Ending Walker going by winning this event?
The specifics I'm not too sure of, and I don't want to say anything wrong, but I do think he will be supported heavily, or fully, at least heavily, to go to Redline Clash tournament in Italy for Street Fighter 6. But I just
okay.
don't want to be quoted on it in case I misunderstood something. So, but it was a great event. There were 6 players from general Europe, and then there were 6 Italian players. And then after an invitational process, that they decided who they wanted to invite for the tournament. And then we did first. Then the general European players all played 1 Italian player in the first to 10 to qualify for the finals, which was the round robin. And there was some close sets. I had a close set when I qualified. And I think Hurricane and Mr. Wolf had a really close set, and Garnet and Ending Walker had a really close set. But it ended up being 6 general, like from general Europe, and not from Italy. And then we clashed it out in the Redline Clash. So it was a really fun event.
Okay.
Definitely
You
great.
played Geef.
I played Zangief because I'm in Geef in 5 now until Street Fighter 6 launches.
Well,
because
gee,
I'm
what
at
took you
1.
so long? Only took you 7 years.
6 weeks.
Before I would feel like I was using time that I could be spending learning something with Birdie or something. But now after the game is like at the end, I'm just playing the character I find the most fun, which is Zangief. So I'm having
Okay,
a
so
lot.
6 weeks of being a Geef man.
I will.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
will give you guys the Veggie knees translation. There's no longer competition. I don't care. I can just grab people and not care about it. So fantastic.
That's basically-
No,
You should have been
he
doing
can
that from the
hug
start.
people.
Yeah,
hug.
grab,
true.
hug, same thing, whatever. Good time. Let me ask you this then, Veggie, because you're part of that event.
Yes.
The build-up, the kind of transition, not transition, kind of the progression of the event, how they built up to the final point to then lead to their offline event. Do you think more events should do that, or do you
I
think
feel
it should
like
just
they're
be-
actually I feel like they're doing something that you see in like other esports, like Counter-Strike, something like that, where they have like these long processes to get to a qualification, to get to a tournament. Now I do think that the Redline Fight tournament is open, but the way they're doing it is kind of similar to those other esports titles, which I find really it's cool. It's like you're part of this thing that lasts for a long time, and it's like, what's happening this week? Oh, this week it's Jimmy versus Sotolongo. What's happening next week? It's it's a thing you can build around for a long period of time, and you can clash with the finals, and then all the build-up leads to one person going through all that to get to an offline event, which is really, really exciting. And I hope to see more of that in Street Fighter 6. Actually, that would be really cool.
Okay. Obviously, when the game drops, I believe everyone's got their plans. So whether or not, you know what? Let me leave it open to the floor. People in the chat, do you think there should be like a build-up process to invitationals, or do you think it should just be direct handouts, or do you think it should be a mixture of both? I'm kind of interested because obviously this process Veggie was part of for quite a while. So I think it could be, you could easily forget it was there until they remind you that the finals is coming, and then when you see the finals, you watch it. So it'll be interesting. Tit for tat there. So right, okay, we are short on time, so I do want to get our guests in because they are in the green room waiting, and I do want to talk to them about a couple of things. So if we can get SonnyB and Murshid to unmute their microphone so we can start talking to them, because this will be interesting. Couple of questions I want to ask the gentlemen regarding their characters, and then let's have a good time with that. So let me find out, do we have SonnyB and Murshid? Can you guys hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, all good, all good.
There we go. There's SonnyB.
Yeah.
Hey, there we
Hear
go.
you, clear.
Perfect. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come on the show and join us here. So this first part of the show that includes you guys is the pre-match interview. We get to know a little bit about yourselves a bit more before we get some blood boiling, before we throw some fireballs and hit people with Tatsumakis and tiger knees. Can't wait for that.
We're going to get a lot of parries and fireballs, I think, in this matchup.
Don't worry.
I cannot wait.
And it's going to be, hopefully it will be a long one. But yeah, no, one of the first questions, or the first question I ask our guests when they do jump on the show is the origins of their names. DJ SonnyB and Murshid. So we'll start with SonnyB. Where does DJ SonnyB come from? Tell me.
I mean, it's kind of straightforward, and probably most people can work it out. It is literally my name. It's just my surname ends with a B. My first name is Sonny, and I'm a DJ, and that's just it. I did go by other things in the past. Street Fighter 4 days. Also, my Xbox gamer tag was Dark Hotshot, I think, and I had that from the original Xbox days. So I made that when I was about 10 or 11, I think, and I just kept it on the 360 and going from there. I've used other things like Bizzle and stuff like that. But I just thought, because my Instagram and everything else, all my social media is just DJ SonnyB, I just, you know what, let me just use it on Street Fighter 5 and Twitch and everything else, and just have one name across all the platforms. And yeah, that's been it for me, really.
Well, listen, simple sometimes is better. It makes it easier for people to find you, and unless someone's taken your name, I hope someone hasn't taken your name. You've got to do some weird ass _XX0000 nonsense somewhere on social media, because I always hate that part about things. But no, I like that. Even if it's straightforward, I like those simple origin stories. Murshid, what about you? Where does the name Murshid come from?
Yeah, I guess it's the same as SonnyB said. It's my surname, as some people figure out, I just used to have some other names. For example, Dr. Riotech or Riodan, and then I just say just fuck it and
wait,
make it.
hold on. All
nice.
those accounts were you.
Yeah, it's a long story. So maybe we can talk about it later or in.
I mean, wait. So
well.
are you
Yeah.
telling me that you took up 6 of maybe the 8 Ryu players that were populating Germany? Is that you?
Exactly. Yeah, I just as I said, it's a long story, and yeah, until I just figured out, let me just put my
That's
surname,
insane.
and that's it.
That's insane. I feel like you've confessed something that should have been confessed in the first year of Street Fighter. I've had to wait 7 years for this confession.
You know, I always wondered why there were so many
Ryu
Ryus in
players
Germany.
from Germany.
And they were all good.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
do they all play the same?
You know what? That explains a lot.
No, it legit. No, that explains so much now. It's like, hang on a minute. No wonder some
all
of you
makes
German
sense
players
now.
couldn't answer. No, okay. No, that's smart. Anyway, he took the smug route from SS4 when he did it with Dudley. That's interesting. We might ask you about that. We might come back to that. We definitely might come back to that. But right now, SonnyB, I've got to ask you this, right? What made you want to pick Sagat in this game, and what motivated you to get good with him?
Well, the thing is, obviously, as I mentioned, I was an Xbox man, so and obviously I dipped in and out of PC. But when Street Fighter 5 came out, I didn't have a PlayStation, so I was still playing Street Fighter 4 for the first few years, while Street Fighter 5 was out, and I only jumped on Street Fighter 5 in late 2020.
What? So
yeah,
you're another one. Okay.
Yeah, basically. So I've literally late 2020 is when I built my new PC, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, I haven't even played Street Fighter 5 properly, so let me download it and see what it's saying. And then I was like, okay, well, I used Sagat a lot in Street Fighter 4. He was good. And then obviously I came to a very quick, conclusion that he's not that good in this game. So I was just like, oh well, I'm just going to stick with it now. And then I wanted to get better, and I just sort of carried on with it. Oh my god, this is plat footage going on the screen. Okay.
I'm kind of interested as to where our producer or production team found this, because that name
That's
on
my
the
YouTube.
right,
That's my YouTube.
That name on the right is very interesting. If you're from different parts of the world,
I can tell you who that is.
I'd rather you didn't, but
Okay.
well, you can tell me off camera. We can relish on the name, but yeah, please, sorry, continue.
Yeah, but basically, obviously, I've always enjoyed Sagat because I've been playing Street Fighter since I was 3 years old. My grandparents bought me Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting on the Super Nintendo. So 1993, I've been playing, and I used Sagat in that game. So I've been throwing Tiger shots since I was 3. So it's just someone I've always played, always gone to as whether he was a main or a pocket. I've always played him, and then because I knew sort of Street Fighter 5 was coming to the end of its life cycle, I was like, okay, I could try and get to a decent level with more than one character, but I just thought, you know what, let me just try and master Sagat in this game despite his weaknesses, and then maybe when Street Fighter 6 comes out, actually play someone who is also considered top tier in the meta, maybe. But yeah, for now, obviously, I know Sagat is not currently announced in Street Fighter 6, and obviously whether he comes in DLC in the future, I hope he does. But yeah, I just want to enjoy what time I have left of him in this game.
No, okay, I respect that.
Let me ask you a further question. What was the what was the biggest difference for you when you stopped playing Street Fighter 4 Sagat and transitioned into Street Fighter 5 Sagat? What's the biggest difference, or what was the biggest challenge?
Well, I felt like I was still playing Street Fighter 4, and everyone else was playing this new game.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's like, obviously, he didn't have good walk speed in Street Fighter 4, but obviously you could FADC cancel, you could trade with uppercuts, you could do all these other things, and he felt a lot more potent and lethal in Street Fighter 4. Like, you could convert off of a lot of things, and obviously he still has some of those options in this game, but like half the cast in this game have a way around fireballs, and as soon as you take away Sagat's fireballs, it's just like, well, I've now got no rush down. I don't get any Oki off DPs. I've just got to kind of hopefully walk in and hope they whiff something, and it's, you know, poke them to death. It's just, yeah, sometimes he feels good, sometimes he feels like he's handicapped in this game compared to Street Fighter 4. Like Street Fighter 4, it didn't feel like he was handicapped that much.
I get it.
I
think, yeah, because in Street Fighter 4 he had the focus attack as well. He had the rush. I feel like he had a little bit of a rush down with the tiger knees on block.
Yeah.
Stand light.
Yeah.
And it had armor break as well on his tiger knee as well.
Yeah. So they were really good. Yeah.
All right, let me phrase the question like this then. Do you think it was the universal system that held Sagat back in this game? Because I think as a standalone character, SonnyB, I think it's safe to say that Sagat's pretty solid. Do you think it's systems that are messing him up per se?
Yeah, I'd say it is like tiny things that, you know, other characters have which negate his tool set to some degree, because Sagat's core gameplay is obviously still very much traditional zoning, and it is sometimes against certain characters in this game it's hard to do that. Even, you know, you poison, it just, you know, moves are just completely just negate. I don't care about this fireball. Yeah, it's just and that's it, and then you're in, and then Sagat's in the corner for the rest of the rounds, and it's just
Good, man.
Yeah.
What would you give him then if you could just, you're only allowed to give one thing to Sagat, what would you give him that would make him good? If you could just give him one thing.
One thing, I think, you know what, I would, for that broad, I think I'd have to swap his V triggers around in terms of the bars. So because obviously V trigger 1, it's 2 tiger cannons. Make it a 2-bar V trigger. Okay. So if you can get it twice in one round, that changes things up quite a bit.
Yeah. Let me throw this in there, because I thought about this a couple of weeks ago. I think I know how to change Sagat that'll make it easier. Basically, with his V skills, you can amplify either Tiger Uppercut or Tiger Knee. Why don't you just swap the Tiger Knee for amplify the Tiger Shot, so he gets a meterless 2-hitting fireball? That will change.
That as well. That would be good.
That will change a lot of stuff. Yes, he can still trade or like still get beaten, but there'll be some matchups where he powers out the fireball, throws out the slow one. They've got to think about it.
And that's the thing. Matchups against like Chun-Li, obviously likes to throw a fireball, walk in and poke. That would stop that straight away. That would stop Guile's V skill, Birdie, bloody Veggie, reacting with Bullhorn on reaction. You know, that would stop those kind of things straight away. That would actually help Sagat a lot.
Okay, no, there's a lot of things that could have been done, but obviously there are no takebacks, unfortunately.
Yes, it is what it is.
We move. Indeed. Right, you know what? Let's move on to Murshid, because I don't want to leave Murshid out. So Murshid, let me ask you this, because I know you caused MDZ Jimmy problems. Like, there's been videos dedicated to you, because like, who is this Ryu player that's beat me up? And I thoroughly enjoyed those videos, watching them. What's your opinion on Ryu? Is Ryu a good character to you, or is he lacking in a lot of areas, do you feel?
As everyone knows, that Ryu is a decent character, so he can be very good against players characters who can play a neutral game. But regarding the other characters, for example, with the long hitbox, so Poison, for example, or let me say Minat, he lacks a lot of things that he cannot, for example, get in easily. So that's why Ryu is really good, especially after the latest buffs, but he still have a lot of problems against those characters.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Why did you not decide to pick up like a pocket Balrog and annoy everybody? Wouldn't that have solved your problems? Like, I think Ryu and Balrog would have been a good combination for someone like yourself, Murshid. Was there any reason why were you too dedicated to Ryu?
Actually, I'm a loyal person, so when I picked Ryu,
because you stick to the one character.
Yeah, I don't care actually losing, because I'm just playing for fun. But the thing is that when I picked Ryu, I just picked him because This is actually the first Street Fighter version that I'm actually playing in online fashion, because I just played the first version of Street Fighter when I was a kid, and after that I just stopped playing any games, focusing on study or something like that. But then I just realized that okay, I'm ahead of the game. So I need to go back and start playing. So I just started playing about 5 years ago. But when I just started playing, I didn't play in a competitive way, just for having fun with my online friends. But then after that, I just say to myself, okay, let me just focus a little bit on the competitive play. But still, the focus was not actually enough, because I was just playing while I was studying, and then after that, after the study, I started walking. So the focus was not actually 100%.
Yeah.
Exactly. And when someone does not know especially the online game should not be played on Wi-Fi or something like that. I didn't actually had the idea everything about that.
You just wanted to enjoy the game. Yeah, you just wanted to have fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So after that, I was just playing. I saw myself ranking up, but after ranking up, getting into, for example, master or grandmaster, I didn't see that my level is getting better, something like that. I didn't actually know why or what is the reason behind that, because it's just a lack of knowledge, something like this.
I mean, look, you acquire knowledge over time. I can tell you why you're ranking up. Your fireballs were hitting people, and you got your uppercuts on point. Ryu's got a simple gameplay.
Yeah, I was just jumping, something like that, because when someone is playing on PlayStation framework, he just likes a lot of frames, which at the beginning I didn't know that that was a problem. That makes me a little bit nervous when playing with other online players, especially when they have a PC environment.
Okay.
So so after 2 or 3 or 4 accounts, reaching them to Grandmaster, I just started realizing that the time needs to come to switch to a PC. And then start a game in a normal manner.
And look how far it's brought you. You got Ultimate Grandmaster. You worked your way up. I'd say it's safe to say you are definitely one of the strongest players. No,
exactly. The thing is that when I'm in a Grandmaster level, I just say to myself, no, I'm not in Grandmaster because my level is not that good. I can be beaten by somebody, for example, a Diamond or Super Diamond easily.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is not with the with my style, but with the stress that I'm having while I'm playing.
Okay.
It's because of the PlayStation network environment against the other. So after I think last year I just switched to PC and just say, okay, let me create a new one, and I swear that I'm not gonna change to another new account and then start playing. So after reaching the Grandmaster, I just feel that okay, now I feel that I can go farther, because you just feel it.
So you were basically more relaxed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
That's important.
You played more naturally.
Well, that's fair. I mean, that's
exactly.
Great.
Yes.
To me, it sounds like that anyway.
So when you stop jumping, you feel that okay, you are playing the neutral game.
No, that's great.
I actually have a really quick question for you, Murshid. Have you participated in any offline events, or have you just played online?
No, I'm not actually. I can't actually. I don't have actually the time to go for offline events. The only time that I have just for online, when I have time, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's reasonable.
But I feel like I need to ask, since I asked djSonnyB, I need to ask Murshid as well. What if you could just give one thing to Ryu at this point? Because he's gotten a lot, but it's not enough. What would you give him to make him like a really, 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 really good character?
13.
I really just have to give Ryu any special move that does not is not punishable.
Yeah, it's fine.
Any special move that's not punishable.
Just space is fireable.
Oh, you
yeah,
mean
his light fireball was fine.
No,
like a dash
I don't.
straight?
I don't mean that fireballs. For example, yeah, no.
Give Ryu
So-
electricity.
I mean, yeah. Wait, hold on. When you activate V-Trigger 1, isn't your fireball safe?
Yeah, but I don't actually play V-Trigger 1.
He's either V-Trigger 2, man.
Oh, okay, then that's your own. That's your own
wow.
choice. No, that's your own choice. I
Yeah.
can't help you there. I mean,
Yeah.
if you spend bar, EX Fireball safe on block. That's not punishable. Or do you mean? Do you
sorry?
mean like a EX Fireball?
I think he means like Tatsu, obviously. I don't think any of his Tatsu
the
Wait,
is
EX
safe.
fireball. So you have to spend a bar to
Yeah,
be
and
safe.
I think that's fair. You're gonna walk into a game Street Fighter 6 where you got to spend bar to do anything. So,
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean,
It's fair,
Sagat has to spend a meter to get Oki Murshid, so just be grateful for what you got, man.
Yeah, don't talk about Sagat, Sonny.
Right. Let me understand this. Are you, Murshid, are you saying you'd like any of Ryu's meterless moves now? So like light Tatsu, light donkey kick, whatever. You want one of them to be safe from punishment, or maybe like a -4 or something like that. Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly. That's what I was hoping, you know.
Wow.
Well,
You can hope.
yeah, I think you can continue.
Keep hoping.
Okay. No, I mean, I want my crouching fist to be -1 on block, but here we are. We can't necessarily have everything that we want. But, I mean, listen, Ryu's still a decent character, like you said. He has problems, but again, it's the life you guys chose in a game such as brutal as this against projectiles. But now I want to go back to SonnyB. You said you started playing late 2020. Is that right?
Yes, yeah.
So during that time, did you have more time to play the game and, like you said, I want to dedicate myself to getting decent? Or because there's quite a number of people we have on the show where they're actually pretty decent or they're super strong in Europe now, and they said, oh, I started playing during the pandemic. Was it because of the time, or were you watching competitive Street Fighter beforehand, or you said, nah, now it's time to get good?
I've been watching competitive for a long time. Like, you know, just way back, as in the Evo moment 37 days. I've been watching for a long time, and I've always played fighting games to a casual extent, but I was always more of an FPS person. So I was always like competing in like Halo and other games like that when I was younger. So I took fighting games casually. I didn't take them seriously. So it's only recently that I've sort of started playing it more seriously. But no, I didn't have any more time than I do now. Like I was still working throughout the whole pandemic. Like my job didn't stop. So I think my like, because we were chatting about this on a Discord in Rush G's Discord. Shout out the main man himself. Shout out to Rush. About the Steam hours. Like I think I'm on 1,400 hours, and there's other like top players in Europe that have got 3 times that amount of playtime. In the sort of, so yeah, I haven't been able to put as much time as other people may have done. You know, it's just I literally played it when I could, and that was it.
So let me ask you this, because you mentioned like the amount of Steam hours, the time you put into the game. Is it a time investment for you, or is it application of knowledge? Because I'll say this now, and I know you've seen this. There are people on that game who probably have double the amount of matches you played, but you're better than them. So is it time investment, or is it an application of knowledge? What do you think it is?
I think it's both, because obviously you have to get the muscle memory down and actually practice your timings, practice, you know, okay, I can punish this now, I've blocked this move, now I can punish that move. So you still have to play to get that knowledge and memorize those kind of things. So obviously the more you play, the more you're able to memorize all these different options against all these different characters. The less time you play, you might only have matchup knowledge against 1 or 2 characters because you've only played for X amount of hours. So I think it's a mixture of both. But obviously if you have some sort of, again, obviously I've played fighting games for a long time and Street Fighter for a long time. So it's sort of, you have those sort of fundamental aspects to what you sort of know what you're doing, but obviously because the game's slightly different, frame timings and everything else is slightly different, you're not going to be top level, but you can sort of go into a new fighting game and sort of have a rough understanding just from fundamentals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let me ask you this. Sorry to cut you off there. Let me ask you this then, because to me, at least the way you're talking about games, what's the word? Do you feel you're more of a kinesthetic learner? I think that's the word. Like you learn better by feel than theory crafting. Is that safe?
Yes,
is that safe to say?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm a very practical person, so I can watch someone else on YouTube and be like, oh, that was sick, but I won't necessarily memorize what actually happened until I do it for myself, and then I'm like, okay, now I can feel it out and I can actually see what they're doing. Like even for example, in this match with Murshid, he might stop me for the first couple of sets, but once I eventually start, I'll be able to start feel out, and hopefully it will start getting better if that's the way it went for theory's sake. So it's very much like I need time with you against you. So whoever it is I'm playing, I need time against you to understand. So it's people like Ending Walker. I think we've only played, I can count on one hand. So I've only played against him about 4 or 5 sets as a whole. So I haven't had time as such to adapt to the way he plays. But the more time I play against someone, the better I am. At least that's the way I feel.
Okay.
I can vouch for that because I played Sonny quite a lot over the last 2 years now.
Yeah.
That we met in ranked, and there's a huge difference from the first sets until the last sets we've had. Let's exclude Geef because you don't have that experience yet. But we're talking about the birdie sets, which is like an even matchup. But you have come. There's such a difference in. So I can vouch for that.
That one-on-one time, baby.
Yeah,
Free coaching.
But does it then also apply to, for instance, let's say you ran into another birdie on the same level as me? Would you need to go as long to understand how to play against that player, or would it be transferable?
It would be transferable if they played a similar way to you, but to be honest, there is no one who does play as the same as you. That's just the way it is. I don't really struggle against any other birdie in Europe. There's no other birdies that I'm like, oh, okay, I've actually got to think about what I'm doing here. It's just, all right, it's a birdie. It's no problem.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Right, we've got time for just one last question before we hit the brakes. I like asking people this question because I always get surprised by the answers, but we'll find out. Okay, Murshid, we'll start with you on this one. Murshid, in your opinion, who do you think the best character is in Street Fighter V? In your opinion?
It's actually hard question, but as I say, the hard, it depends on also the other player who also which character he plays. So if I'm
asking you, who do you think the best character? Who's the most dominant force in Street Fighter V? It's not really.
No. There is no best character, but it depends on the other. It depends on the other characters who are the other player who playing. For example, for me, I don't see that Luke is a pace player, but the other people can just agree that Luke, or most of the people will agree that Luke is the best.
Okay.
For me, for Ryu, in general, I mean, in my basic opinion, knowledge is that the hard characters are the characters with as the long hitbox. For example, those like Poison and Mina.
So Poison, Manat, Falk, Dalsim.
No. Dalsim is not. Dalsim is not. It's another thing.
Fair.
It's not fair.
I don't think Dalsim is very difficult compared to Poison and Minat.
So are you right? Let me understand this. I need to because I'm on the same wavelength as you. Are you saying Poison and Minat are the best in the game because Ryu can't beat them?
It's not the best, as I said. It depends on the character the other person is playing.
Yes. So you mean like
there is no best character? There is no best character. It just for every character there is a best character.
No, I love this answer because no one's ever actually said this answer.
Yeah, that's philosophical.
That is philosophical.
Yeah, very like. Interesting approach.
For Ryu, the best characters are Menat and...
That was such a Ryu answer.
the
by the way,
hard
but-
matchup characters.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Massive brain.
But
Massive.
for someone else...
Because you know why? Because you know why
Talk to
Ryo
me.
needs to get in order to get the damage.
Yeah.
So if he cannot get in, so this is the problem with Ryu.
Okay. So and that equates to there is no best character in the game.
In general, no, there is no best character.
Damn.
In my honest opinion.
I'm actually going to stay out until like 4 a.m. thinking about there's actually no best character.
I
out of
think it's
45
I think
characters.
it's...
No, that's a big brain answer.
Yeah,
I think
that's
so. I
interesting.
like it.
Sonny B, surely there's
Absolutely.
a best character in the game to Sonny B.
I mean, that's thrown me off now. I had an answer ready. I was just like, yeah, you know. But now I'm just like, boy, I need to think. Because similar to what Murshid's saying, I don't struggle with Luke at all.
Okay.
Like Luke's like I think my win rate against Luke's is like 65% over. So all my games, the only Luke who is ever given me proper trouble is Phenom.
Okay.
That's it. The only Luke in the EU that's ever given me proper trouble
Our
is
guy.
Phenom.
So are
Yeah.
you basing your philosophy on the best character as to who you lose to the most? Is that's what I feel I'm getting from the both of you?
Yeah, well, the thing is, obviously, that's not. We all know that's not strictly true because
Yeah.
obviously you could use the Geef all the time, but he's definitely not the best.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So if I go for all rounds, you know, who's got the most versatile toolkit and is the easiest? I mean, it's got to be Luke, man. It's got to be Luke in the current meta. It's just he's too similar to every other Shoto, but then he just does things better than every other Shoto in that regard. Obviously, if you're playing against me as Luke, then I'm gonna zone you out. I don't care who you are. But if it's on the whole the character, because I'm pretty sure. Well, the CPT winner. I mean, no, maybe some people were expecting me to say Ed, but I don't think Ed is the best.
I was thinking Dalsim was gonna be brought up by one of you.
I think we've only had one person
You
say
hope
Ed. Everyone else has
everyone
not
brings
said
I
Ed.
mean, Sim is pure. There's too many words that I can't say on a public stream for Sagat because it is the worst matchup, and yeah, it's just horrible.
Is Dom
There are
Wilson?
things.
Sagat
Yes.
against who?
Well,
Sagat
I mean,
against Dalton.
yeah,
Against
Sagat against
Dalton?
Dalton.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awful. It is an awful matchup. I mean, you don't get me wrong. You can win sometimes, but you have to play very unorthodox and very much like. Unfortunately, you have to play quite random. You can't use a game plan against Sim as Sagat. It just doesn't. If you try and use a specific style against Sim, he's just gonna his pokes are gonna beat yours. The instant overhead. If you're trying to block his mix-ups, you're gonna get. It's just silly. The only thing you can sort of do is DP the teleport mix-ups. A lot of players do. They'll throw the Yoga Fire, try and teleport behind you for the mix-up. You can DP that on reaction, and there's little things you can do, but yeah, it's not good. But as far as an overall best character, I'm just gonna say Luke. To be honest.
Interesting. So we got one Luke vote and one vote that said above all else, there is no best character. Fantastic. There's 45 of them. It's
I like
great.
it.
Right, okay, right, ladies and gentlemen,
Ascended.
we are going to be that's fantastic. We'll ascend on time as well. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to get everything set up for what you guys have been waiting for. We're going to get djSonnyB and Murshid in this lobby for this first 10. So grab your snacks, get your drinks, stay hydrated, and we'll be back with you in about 5 minutes.
Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection.
Space-time distortions. There's still puking out dinosaurs all over the planet.
So, Bikitoa Island's been sealed up for 3 years, and Ibius won't own up to Leviathan's malfunction?
Can you address the reports of exofighter patrols on the island?
Reports of exofighter patrols are simply untrue. IBS is committing all possible resources to the investigation.
Exercise results logged. Sunsetting temporal instance.
Come on back. Drinks on me.
There are hundreds of exofighters running around out there. Everyone's armed, and nobody knows what'll happen next. 1 minute, they could be helping you. The next minute, they're shooting you in the back.
You need to keep fighting until we can figure out how to destroy the Leviathan. It's trying to build stronger exosuits, so it's pulling any exofighter in their hold back in time to these bloody war games.
Like it or not, the exosuit's keeping us alive out there.
But the more we use it, the more it helps Leviathan.
Well, that's not an option.
One way or another.
Valued team members, prepare for dimensional integration in 10 minutes.
You stay alive, man. Only you.
If you give an AI like Leviathan the directive, improve our exosuits, it has to complete it. It doesn't matter whether that takes 100 tries, a million, all for the perfect suit.
More than that.
But at least do me the courtesy of looking me in the face whilst you do it.
Okay, pinky, forefinger, back to middle, full wrist articulation. Then we do it in reverse. Begin.
What the hell are you guys doing?
It's a secret robot handshake.
Good morning, Victoria.
Well, welcome back, Capcom Fighters, here on Twitch. It's Sets, the FT10 Series. And after that thoughtful conversation we had, I'm pretty sure there's no best character. I'm pretty convinced, man.
Yeah,
How about you, Veggie?
I think it's a cool answer because for everyone, different characters feel at different strengths, obviously. But I mean, when you think overall strongest character, I guess people mostly base it on who has but most likely to have a great bracket, right? If the entire cast was in a tournament. But it doesn't really matter if Luke or Dhalsim is the best if your character can fight Luke but can't fight Dhalsim or vice versa. So yeah, it's cool.
What I will say in regards to Murshid's answer, right? Here's what you must do. This is something you must do in life, right? And Murshid actually exhibited that really well. If you have an answer or your opinion, say it with your chest, even if it's wrong. But say it with your chest and stand by that point. All right? He defended his point. I misunderstood him the first, and we got round to it eventually because it sounded like you want to say Luke, but you don't want to say Luke, and it's just like okay, and I get the point. But then what you're alluding to is that becomes part of the matchup factor. If we're talking about overall stats on the paper, there are going to be the upper tier and the lower tier of a cast, and there's probably going to be a general consensus for best character. But the fact that he just basically pulled the rug from all underneath our feet and said there is the best character, that was amazing there. So it's only something to think about. But while we're thinking about that, the set is going to be. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Sagat gone up against Ryu. Hang on, Murshid lied to all of us. He said, I don't use V-Trigger 1.
He doesn't, but I was...
You know, costume, it's too good.
Yeah, the alpha costume.
Yo, let's go. How did he know?
So cool. That's so cool,
That's too good.
dude. Yo, let's go. But I just want to say, like, I was gonna say, like, one of the first things I was gonna say is that it's interesting if he's not gonna play V-Trigger 1 in this matchup because that is clearly made for this matchup.
So I think the interesting thing about these two characters over the years is their juggle potential. Their damage output has definitely increased for the better. I think they got better conversions or more threatening fireballs. So in a matchup like this, like we mentioned before, the fireball game is going to be big for both of them. One's got guard breaking ones. You can get Oki off of his one, Sagat, but it's a bit tight to get that Oki. Here comes the cannon.
That's the 3-bar V-Trigger. He wishes it was 2-bar.
But I think that was interesting because I think damage is extremely potent if you wait for the hit. You get 2 times like 350, 400 damage if you do it correctly. Like, look at this.
Yeah, but the problem is the scaling because you're not gonna like. The thing is, what would have been interesting is if there were more scenarios Sagat would be presented by where it would be unscaled Tiger Cannon damage. Because I think there's 120 damage by itself. And if you got 1 bar behind it, then we go back to Vegas' point. That does a tremendous amount of damage. Before that point is a bit difficult. Nice one.
Oh, nice standing. Yeah, standing roundhouse. He loves that.
And I like his reasoning for it because he's saying that I don't get Oki from DP, and if I use standing heavy kick, it's easier to anti-air close jumps, and I will get big reward if people are pressing too late in the air. If you want to avoid that, you would have to press your jumping attack a lot earlier to try to beat it, because if you use the regular timing for regular characters, you will get crush counters. Why that's that heavy.
Well, the thing is, his crush counter rate is pretty high with that move we talked about before. That is basically SonnyB's most notorious button. Gonna activate the Tiger Cannon here. Good block on the overhead. He might. Oh, he could have cancelled the. He's gonna lose the round.
He could have done late. Yeah, but now he actually lost the round. Unfortunately.
I think if he did liking into EX Tiger Shot and then cancel into the cannon, he could have got out of the corner. Because I think that's one of my favorite changes for Sagat, where he could do EX Tiger Shot into the cannon like quickly.
Yeah, that's really nice. You get some really sick juggle with it. Like, just like you said, Jammers. Like, both of these characters have some great juggling in these specific situations.
Nice frame trap there into the amplified Tiger Uppercut. I don't think SonnyB's going to get time to charge that up again.
Not quite in the reach of the jumping round.
See, I would have done V-break there. It would have saved him bar, and he would have got a knockdown as well, but hopefully he doesn't live to regret that, not having that bar. A win for the long run.
Yeah, now he has to hold it though, because the V-Trigger is very potent against Sagat.
Is he going to throw him? No, he tried to bait and throw
that's the
instead.
neutral jump, but there's no DP, no stand heavy can't. You're not ready for the neutral jump, Shimpy. And
he
here we have that
those.
Oh my god. Yeah,
nah,
but no one really knows when to.
No,
I feel like that's such a knowledge check. I feel like you press it, you get hit.
Nah, I'm pretty sure Sagat's stand light kick is long enough It's a 5-frame normal. It should counter that light kick.
Nice heavy kick though.
Now he's got to do is activate and wait full screen.
The advantage.
All he's got to do is wait.
Chip. Yeah, tried to go for the max range overhead. Oh, just decides to use it.
Oh, that hit. And Murshid is going to dominate the fireball game for a while, but he decides not to. Double dashes and gets the crouching medium kick. djSonnyB caught completely off guard. Already committed to his fire.
Man, that's sick.
I think what's going to be interesting in this matchup, maybe throughout, if we do get a 10-9 or throughout the set entirely, is when someone gets a light fireball, the slowest moving fireball on screen, on a knockdown, and then they run behind it. I think that's going to be a big factor for either. And we saw Murshid do that there. SonnyB maybe presented with a couple opportunities to do that as well. But the problem is, SonnyB, like you said, it takes him time to get into the rhythm, the flow of things, to get comfortable in this set. He may get caught off guard by doing bad habit Tiger shots instead of thinking about when he can do them.
I mean, I think Sagat and like SonnyB did talk about like how he needs time to get adjusted, but also his character needs time to get adjusted if he's playing this V-Trigger, because Ryu will almost always have used V-Trigger before. Because it's 2 bars naturally.
Stand medium kick poke. I'll tell you what, I think SonnyB's best buttons are stand medium kick and hard kick. Speak of the devil.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
that's really cool because Sagat is like Muay Thai, right?
Yeah, Muay Thai.
Kickboxing. Yeah, so it's really fitting that his 2 kicks are like the most prominent buttons that he uses in the neutral.
Yeah, absolutely.
Couldn't get the cancel. He missed his target combo. That was unfortunate there for Murshid. No activation though.
Just tries to bulldog his way in.
See, and at that point, it would have been good to do a Tiger Uppercut anti-air, but we know his thoughts on that.
It gets caught by that.
That's kind of the problem when you get too used to using a normal anti-air and it's not that quick, and you get in those scenarios where if you were used to using a DP, you would have had.
Would it be more versatile? Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's more on... Oh, nice jump in there from Murshid again. Going to get the ear donkey kick straight in the corner. Wake up button. I'll tell you what, SonnyB, he's doing either jab, V-shift, throw tech, or uppercut.
And have you also seen the delay wake up stand light kick that a lot of Sagats do?
No.
For some reason, it works a lot of the time where they do like... you will see it. I'm sure you will see it in the set at some point.
I'm going to pay attention to that extra hard now.
Sure, you can to break momentum. There it is. Sweep activate. And he's not going to have trigger yet. Damn! Wow!
Telling us I definitely have DPs if I need them.
Do you know what? That might...
Man, that's sick. He's proving us wrong.
No, he woke up. I told you. He does something on wake up. And again, it gets pretty tense. But the thing is, he did... I think the uppercut he did before was an autocorrect. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It might have been a cross cut.
Let's see if he can repeat that.
Well, that's if Murshid jumps at an awkward time, because Murshid's jumps have been pretty much on point.
Yeah. Well, he needs to be careful.
He did not.
Okay, that's going to be punished. He wishes that was safe. He wishes it was safe.
We're not in Street Fighter 6 yet, my friend. Street Fighter 6 yet. Nice idea.
Nice DP.
Okay, so he's really showing us that he is versatile with his anti-airs. He can use the heavy kick. He can also use the DP when it's needed. He just needed a little bit of time to get into the rhythm, and he's there now.
I think he more does the uppercut, good two-piece there, and the anti-air. I think he does the uppercut more in a fireball trap situation, not just when he has the opportunity to do it by itself.
Yeah.
Nice crouch blocks there from Murshid. Gets up. That should be the round. That should be the round.
Get the activation. There you go. Nice work.
Clean stuff there from SonnyB to equalize it. 1 apiece at the moment. Again, this is a battle of attrition, right? That mental endurance. There's going to be things going on for a long time. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to want to take that jump. Obviously, Murshid's probably had double the amount of jumps that SonnyB has had right now. But then when it comes to the heavy-hitting moments, Murshid has been dominating in that factor. So if SonnyB doesn't get too deterred by that, because again, SonnyB has to implement the death by 1,000 cuts before he just lands that huge jump in. That's what he's got to do first. It's away.
It's just something about seeing two critical characters. Oh, let's go. But neither of them have like a real way through fireball, so they're forced to be the better fireball thrower. And it's just
I feel like
exchange of like thoughts and ranges, and it's just really classic. And I just love watching it.
I feel like it's such a rare treat because this game obviously isn't built for that, like in the same way that older games were. So I think it makes it even more special nowadays. I don't know about you guys.
There's the fireball, going to trap him in the corner here. Good stand medium kick. He's going to have to Tiger Cannon to get out of the corner. He has to press Tiger Cannon by itself sometimes. Throw's coming. He wants to throw him, but there you go, push him
like the patience from Sonny there for until that happened.
Just to enlighten people, this is a debug build. They are playing on the grid. We are showcasing a different stage.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
So don't worry about it.
We've been doing this for years now. And people
nice.
still haven't clocked.
What? Oh, he could have got more from that conversion. I wonder if he's used to that standing medium kick counter hitting when they dash and press. He could have definitely have jab into DP there. I want to see something like that as we evolve.
See Sonny trying to inch forward to the range of the standing medium kick there.
Good V reversal. I think SonnyB, there's multiple things that he needs to prioritize right now, but he needs to, because he said Sagat usually fights most of his time in the corner.
Yeah, I like how Sonny is kind of trying to wither down the V-trigger activation from Murshid because he was not nearly enough, like close enough with his own V-trigger, so he just, decided to go for the V-reversal.
That should be applied here. He's not going to get trigger. There you go. Walked into an EX Tiger shot there. The high version overhead. That's fine. Oh, ball parry. Sweep activate come. You've got to be careful of the fireball. Oh no! Good V break. Good.
He's got nice. That actually hits because long legs, long dancer legs.
Yeah, there are some V breaks that are better than others, but you know what? That was interesting again. Oh, raw jump. He read him. It's been 3 games in, so he had a good feeling there.
Yeah. Nice. Those roundhouses are definitely working as anti-air.
Oh, it's super consistent. It's probably one of the most consistent anti-airs in the game when in the right position.
Yeah, and it even gives off a decent reward if it gets the crush counter.
God, what a jump. I actually think SonnyB could have blocked that in time, but he might have crouched last minute there. He can't do anything, so you're going to see... Oh, wow! He threw out heavy Tiger Uppercut. He did not want to get thrown there. And he's still trapped in this left side of the screen. It's been our favorite part of the screen thus far.
It's definitely been, but like a wise man once said, if you want to play Sagat, you better get.
No.
Unfortunate.
He done the hard kick too early. The jump was coming. Murshid knew he had to do that because he was not winning on the ground there, especially when he's at the meter disadvantage in that scenario. But luck paid the favor. I wonder if he's actually exhausted his luck.
But did he also press the jump heavy kick a lot earlier there, Murshid, than he had done?
No, I think he pressed it at regular timing. Early. I think SonnyB pressed hard kick too early. I legit think SonnyB pressed it too early.
His reactions are just too good.
We come down back to the situation where, like, if you would go for DP more often, it would be more beneficial.
That's true, but I mean, at that point he was so ready that he could definitely have gotten a crush had he waited a little bit longer. But I understand his thinking because he really likes this kind of anti-air to get that damage. It's just a question of, I think if you're potent at switching both,
nice.
He's showing us right now, perfect timing for that.
Yeah. Again, what situation did we say? Was it was a fireball trap, right? So
yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Oh, we're going back to the corner.
I think, do you know what? It kind of reminds me, very reminiscent of Dominion. He'll fight from the corner. Kawana did an Evo last year. He said, if I don't really know the matchup, I'll just fight from the corner, then we'll work from there.
Yeah, I definitely think the good Sagat players have the attitude where you need to be able to fight from the corner because this character can get kind of bullied into the corner.
Well, the thing is, I think people in general should have been learning to fight from the corner because you can get put in the corner so easily, and it's probably going to be even worse.
It's one of the worst places to be in this game.
No, it is the worst place.
I want to highlight, there's one great benefit from being in the corner, is that you can block standing while not moving, and it's a lot, I know you're not beneficial in the corner, but that thing is really nice. The way you can block while standing and not move in the corner is, for some characters, really strong.
Let's get the frame trap with the Tiger Knee, and it goes back to the full screen, throwing those fireballs, and that's what we're talking about.
He didn't even get the charge because it was cancelled at the late frame.
Hold on a minute, yeah, again, now we go back. EX Hadouken coming through right now. Murshid trying to close the gap here, gets a clean heavy Shoryuken.
Did he make some extra damage with the V-trigger?
Told you, see, stand like it cancels it. Yeah, he doesn't need to deal with that.
Yeah, so he's ready now. He might not be too familiar, just not remember. But I do think
he's adjusting, like you said.
Yeah, we're going to see at some point that full charge fireball, because Murshid is like baiting it a little bit, like showing
testing the waters,
testing it slightly longer.
He keeps missing his Kara cancel. Yeah, I think that's the third time I've seen SonnyB miss his Kara cancel. That's gonna be DP. Oh, I thought he was gonna DP through that. He could have done that.
Maybe, yeah, with the EX DP, right?
No, heavy DP would have done it. Oh,
even heavy DP goes through fireballs.
Does it? I think so. Isn't it strike and projectile?
A fireball though.
Sagat wins.
Let me see this. Let me see if heavy. I'm pretty sure his heavy DP can go through that. But anyway, it's 2 apiece right now. That looked like Murshid was going to get that game, but it's 2 apiece. Let me double check that heavy DP can go through fireballs. I'm pretty sure it can. Right, they've gone back to
It can.
select, so he might be going
EX
to
could
V
at least. 100%.
It can.
Well, no, I think heavy DP has more range than EX DP.
Ah,
but
it does.
If it's in V trigger, I'm not sure about the ranges. Let me double check. Heavy Shoryuken, where are you? Heavy Shoryuken. From frame 3 to 6, attack and projectile invincible. Yeah, he could have done that. Heavy DP.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he could have done heavy DP.
Absolutely.
But you have to also you have to also take into consideration that once you activate V trigger by itself, there's a little bit of recovery frames. So he
might have not. Yeah.
He might have got hit by the fireball because it was the frame.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yes.
Yeah, so
and I
that's
like
a good
those.
point because the fireball was on the way. So after it's like 5 frames of the activation and then 3 frames until your fireball invertible, so you might just not want to take the chance.
Oh, costume
You're not
switch.
really sure.
V-trigger switch.
Yeah,
on,
the EX, the shiny hand wraps.
Yeah, and there's a V-trigger swap on Murshid's end as well. Maybe it's for anti-air conversions. Maybe it's to kind of galvanize SonnyB into not doing certain things.
Right.
When he has the V-trigger 2
Or
parry
maybe it's
available.
just plain more, I'm more comfortable playing with this.
Well, yeah, that is true. You can definitely do that. Neutral jump roundhouse. Okay. And he's trying to get into a range where he can do the step kick, but he's got to be careful because that fireballs are at their best in this game, in my opinion, up close. Because you can't react to them unless you anticipate them. Good jump in there.
Yeah, especially EX.
Oh, that fire.
We're gonna get a conversion.
Yeah, gets the Ishin conversion. There's an anti-air, no crush counter. So he might have done that super late. Alright, here we go, just parrying. Now, does it replenish his V-trigger to me?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask that because for Alex and the other characters it does, but I'm not actually sure about Ryu.
No, he needs a hit. He's not gonna get it. Oh, he missed it!
No.
That might be the round!
No,
wow.
he drops it! That's the
That could be the round.
drop of the
Did he have the V-skill power-up for that? And did he have it?
For what? The uppercut?
Yeah, for the uppercut after that juggle.
No,
in that
I
range.
think he just
that
miscalculation
was
on the range.
unfortunate. Yeah, I remember we had Piano Densetsu or Densetsu on, and he did say that there are some awkward situations where that will drop, and we get to see it here today.
Red foot just forget not working. How about that?
And I mean, yeah.
For a forward medium kick for being a low, it does catch some jumping characters.
Oh, cross up there, and he staggered. He didn't believe he was going to hit him, so he went for staggered pressure instead there, Murshid. Sometimes I feel he doesn't quite believe in the sequences, but again, that's
tip
just
of
human.
the leg.
Jump again. There you go, tiger shots.
Again.
Now, Murshid's got excellent spacing around that step kick. He's making sure if SonnyB tries to change up his tactics to using a normal.
One whip punish. So sorry, Jammers, for cutting you off, but I just wanted to highlight that sweep on the. Was it a sweep on a heavy punch? That was nice.
That was cool.
Right, keep him here. He doesn't even have to jump, and he did. He didn't even have to jump.
Oh, now he didn't confirm the counter hit.
And that punish was as if that donkey kick was -4 on block.
He might go for a raw V-trigger 2 parry, to be honest. He's dead.
Well, there it is, baby, dude. The damage on demand, the DOD.
And I mean the waiting, and because there was a stand medium kick barrage and a V-trigger 1 on Sagat's side, waited for the perfect moment to find that standing crushing medium kick.
Nice. I love that with Punish EX Hadoken as well, just pushing Sonny to the corner.
Hey man, I think it's one of the better EX fireballs in the game. It's one of the fastest ones for sure.
Yeah.
So.
And he's one of the best round finishers in the game. Clean.
So attack. There's a sweep. That was a very risky sweep there.
That's been consistent for SonnyB.
Yeah, but
he did it again.
I think he just that's the button he goes to after a throw take, knowing that Murshid's not going to block it.
Yeah. It's interesting to see in a longer set though.
Staggered pressure here.
Once again, dude, that medium punch pressure from Murshid is so vicious.
Neutral jump shimmies.
Well, here's the thing, because if SonnyB doesn't, the less resources SonnyB has, I think the more obvious his defensive option is going to be. Because obviously, if you give him like 1 bar of meter for V reversal and an EX bar for EX Tiger uppercut, then it gets a bit hard to read him. But when he doesn't have something, it's easy to read. And we've seen Murshid do multiple neutral jumps to the roundhouse. He's been catching with the throw tech. So I feel SonnyB sometimes is going to have to take that throw and move on, or he's going to have to try and do a wake-up button with more confidence. But maybe that's how that pays dividends to how good Murshid's conditioning is. I don't know.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate how even it has been so far?
Yeah, it's been absolutely what we want in this matchup. See, he's not ready though to punish those forward dashes after the EXDP that Murshid has been doing quite a few times. I want to see SonnyB quick rise and check that at some point. Get some more spacing.
Whoa, that's such a good... Like, I feel like this is working for Murshid so much better because he's clearly more comfortable playing with V-Trigger 2, and he's gonna get massive damage from this. He's absolutely dead. Pack it up.
Let me just
for this round.
That he used the standing heavy kick to avoid the DP whiffing as an anti-air, but then the DP whiffed as a combo tool instead. How unfortunate can you be?
Dude, that is definitely Tiger unfortunate.
No, but this goes back to Vega's point before about the whole crosscut DP. It's like in those situations, hard kick is more of a like the second nature thing. It's more innate to him, but it's been getting into trouble more than out of it. So. Especially at those tight angles with the cross-up. He's just throwing the fireballs there, encroaching on that space. There's the jump in. Good block.
Oh, and that's going to be a huge punish.
He might throw tech this time. Yeah, I told you. What did I say?
Dude, that was going to be so sick. Yeah, Sonny escapes the fangs of death.
He almost did a 3 sequence.
Yeah.
The Street Fighter 5 3 sequence for death.
The 3-peat.
Yeah, the 3-peat. SonnyB survived it, but
dude,
not for long.
I feel honestly, I feel like, guys, the pace is changing because Murshid picked the V-Trigger 2, and he's getting so much more damage on demand when he actually gets the chance, and I feel like that's actually making a big difference here because even on paper, V-Trigger 1 is better for this matchup. At least you're better contending on the neutral, but I feel like this is working in Murshid's game plan way more.
And who would you say wins Fireball game in this match without V-Triggers?
I don't know if the V-Trigger is winning the matchup or it plays better in neutral because you're doing effectively the same thing. You get a better damage output and a better stun output on everything per se.
No, I meant V-Trigger 1 is better for the neutral.
Well, I don't know because he's been playing just the same way with or without the V-Trigger, and he's really got perfect.
Oh my days, what a round.
But I go back to your point, which I totally agree with, the V-Trigger, like how Murshid's playing, he just gets attack on damage. There we go. So the fireballs again and another jump in. Yeah, I think SonnyB he's getting hard downloaded at the moment. Alright, that's -2. Gonna walk in and close that space, and again, I'm seeing a little bit of obvious jumps here, but
Murshid just has a better innate feeling at jumping fireballs.
Yeah, the reads on those jumps.
Yeah, he seems to just have that more. But I mean, it's more of a Ryu thing as well, I guess. Saga's jump is more floaty. It's kind of more forced to.
I mean, sure, yeah. Like Ryu gets a lot out of it.
Jumping is an art, especially in a
absolutely. Absolutely, in this kind of a matchup, especially.
Fireballs, sorry. That's been so amazing. Sorry for cutting you off.
No.
Anti-air, that was clean. He's going to do super activate as well. He's going to hold this guess for the game. It could be anything. Could be walk-up throw, could be an overhead, could be a conversion.
Doesn't even need the V-Trigger to get any.
See what he's got.
Will we see the power of Sagat V-Trigger 1 though? Oh, almost dashed into that fireball.
Has one more.
Needs another one.
No!
Oh! I was so good for what happened.
Oh, no, he didn't have the bar. He didn't have the bar.
Yeah.
Gonna do
unfortunate.
And Murshid on the prowl, 3 dashes. But he gets it by his fireball, it's not enough! I bet he wishes he had the other V-Trigger right now for that fireball power. Don't throw too many. How's it gonna be? It's that medium kick.
Oh man, the low
medium kick.
He's gonna watch for the jump.
So close.
He has to watch for that jump.
And I mean,
in the corner.
I told you.
Oh my days!
This time it's the throw, baby.
But I mean, Murshid at that point would have won the game on a draw, right?
Yeah.
So it must have been a surprise, kind of. It was a surprise sneak attack.
He's not.
Maybe catching SonnyB a little bit off guard there, thinking of how can I close this in 9 seconds? Oh, Ryu's over me.
I don't know if he's snuffing out a haphazard dash or is he looking for the jump, because that jump that would have been a perfect roundhouse to get the round, but he didn't. He's just a deer frozen in headlights at the moment here, SonnyB, and Murshid's running away with it right now. 5-2. No cancel.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, almost looked like an OS timing.
Yeah. It's interesting how the Tatsu just
Murshid is just really waiting. It's just showing us that he's waiting for the jump when it's coming. It's really a treat to see how good he has had it. Oh, he tried something this time though.
The larger that lead goes in the set, the more risk Murshid will take, and he'll be more audacious with that V-Trigger 2.
And also he gets more reward for being taking those risks compared to a character like Sagat.
and when he gets close, he's playing like a bee. It's really hard for SonnyB to get him off. It's just like everywhere at once.
Yeah,
nice throw
absolutely.
tech.
He's sticking to him.
Again,
He gets
and that
hit.
was such a risky jump at that point with the V-trigger ready. Half of the life lead is gone. Managed to block though.
He tried to read him. Yeah, no, he tried to.
No, that would be too sick.
No way, man. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
He's gonna have
Too
to
many
hold
presses.
this.
Oh, he gets the
Nice
interruption.
challenge.
No combo. Oh, I like the V-shift. Just get out of there.
Oh,
Murshid,
nice.
on the ground.
Just
DJ
throw a
SonnyB.
quick elbow there.
Take it, but right now,
so scared.
I felt the scare there.
Yeah.
It is Murshid with a meat advantage at the moment. Dashed it up, good delay tech there, but he's got to be careful with those delay techs. He's been losing games because of that. Not just rounds, he's been losing games because of that. And he's mashing heavy.
Definitely mashing heavy uppercut.
I could hear the tiger roars, but I didn't
you
see
could hear the tiger. I think it's a statement because Ryu's saying "hear me roar," and then we could really hear Sagat's roar.
But it didn't do anything though. That was more like a meow.
See if he can poke his way out of there. He needs to get one knockdown, one straight hit with the tiger shot, and he'll have a clean time.
Nice DP, perfect spacing from Murshid. He's just sitting here relaxed while SonnyB's trying to fight from the corner.
I think he's too active, to be honest. It's like he feels he has to do an action immediately after the other one's done.
Right, especially after
SonnyB.
fireballs, like maybe throw another fireball instead of just waiting for the jump in. I don't know.
It's difficult because the thing is...
It is, absolutely.
For every jump in Murshid lands, that's frustrating because you want to do the exact same thing to him, and he's kind of Reggie, right? And even not all of Murshid's jump-ins have been landing. They haven't, but he's still doing it. You know?
Yeah, and he's getting a lot out of them, so it feels like he's landing more than he's actually landing because they're so impactful.
Yeah, well, look, the biggest reward in Street Fighter 5 is by jumping at your opponent.
Absolutely. Yeah. Up forward, baby.
But at this point, I feel like you could see him slow the game down. It's not ready.
Yeah, now he's actually slowing the game down.
He does the online anti-air, the block into EXDP. I mean, Murshid is like 2 sequences away from tying up the damage. Gotta be careful.
Just gotta be pretty careful. Poke out some stat
Now he knows, like, at this point, less is more. Less is more.
Another jump. He's still trying to chase him down. All he's got to do is just wait, like Alpha was saying. All he's got to do is just wait.
Absolutely.
Patience coming in.
Wear it down. Wear it down.
And you
Murshid doesn't even have the juice with the V trigger right now.
And you can feel the uncomfortability it is for SonnyB, and he's ready to take it this time. Finds the standing meter. You can feel the uncomfortability because Murshid is in the lead and he know he can explode with the damage, and Sagat has to be so careful. I could really feel the tension.
Yeah, I was holding my chest like I had a big scar on it.
Ha ha. We'll give you that
Ha
one.
ha ha.
Anyway. Yes, we see SonnyB coming back into this right now. Again, I think he just needs to switch up certain things slightly. I know he's trying to get a read on Murshid, but I think he's playing catch-up a lot of the time. Good jump in again, and wow, Sagat problems came into play. Yep, Sagat problems came into play there.
Can he do the Kara DP after the jump in?
I think there's enough hit stun to do it, but again, he's been messing some of his Kara inputs up. Throws coming there. The stun's high. He might have to V-reversal, but no, he doesn't even need to do it there.
That was such a great EX fireball though, just to get out of dodge, not having to deal with blocking anymore.
Once again, a huge jump. Oh wow, the reset as well. Why not?
One thing you have to remember about this game is how people play with a life lead and without it. It could be as black and white as that. When SonnyB has got a life lead, whether it's minuscule or substantial, like he plays like himself. When he has to play catch up, this character, sorry, he's inadequate. He cannot do it.
Yeah, this character is not built for that. Absolutely.
That was even a good jump read, but it's just too slow to get the jump in. Yeah, it's kind of. I think
but nice. This time he gets it. Yeah.
Proving the commentator's wrong. That is his goal right now.
Completely wrong. The hitbox on the DP is better on the
he throw tech there in his V trigger. Okay.
Ooh, the stand medium kick's landing right now.
He can't jump. That he did anyway, Murshid. He don't care.
I mean, it's worked before.
Watch.
I mean, it's 2 sequences away from tying it up.
Yeah, look, throw out an EX target shot or something. He might be able to get the knockdown. Good anticipation.
Yeah. Dude, he is unfazed. He was still trying to get on climb on this man's shoulders. He was like, I am still taking the airlines.
Well, that's how it goes in the matchup, man. Like, whether you have the lead or not in the set.
That was sick. Sorry.
very stubborn in that regard. Good bait. Fantastic stuff there from Murshid. Gonna take it straight to the corner. He might have to deal with another uppercut, to be fair. No, he's gonna block. There you go. That's what you gotta do sometimes. Stands backing up.
And he's keeping that stun meter with the fireballs. Nice read on the fireball.
Yeah. No, that was excellent composure. His stun was high and he still managed to get the hard kill.
Absolutely. Held it tight. Held it tight. Keep the package tight.
And it is a good read on Murshid's end because he's throwing the fireball. SonnyB doesn't want to block because he doesn't want the stun bar to go down. So Murshid jumps thinking that he's trying to get some time for the stun bar, but he still holds it together. That was really nice.
Yeah, Sonny has his work cut out for him in the corner still, though. Murshid has nice pace.
Oh,
he's looking for those jumps. He is looking for those jumps.
Hang on a minute. Just gotta wait here. He's in the corner again.
I mean, I'm waiting.
He can activate trigger here, and he whiffed a throw. Maybe to bait the jump. That's probably why he whiffed that throw there.
Hold on.
To check the dash though, gets the activation.
Oh, he activates.
Trying to find something.
He's got the Tiger artillery ready.
But I mean, Murshid is just like anything right now. Look at the patience. The stare down.
I love it.
Yeah, he's being patient, but I'm not sure if he was waiting for the trigger to train. That's it. That's it.
He explodes.
That was supposed to be super. That was supposed to be super. He done it too early.
Dude, that is a heart-wrenching moment.
Oh, if he loses this, if he loses this.
Oh, and just powers through with the Tiger shot.
He's having a lot of...
I'm wiping sweat off my brow.
He's having a lot of misinputs tonight, SonnyB. Now, I don't know if that's just the gravity of where he is. Maybe it's because he's fighting Murshid in that long, extended set. There are a couple of things, again, they should be kind of standard at this point. He's messing it up. And again, we were on borrowed time at that point. We were on borrowed time there. He did manage to pull out the win. From where I don't know. I won't ask. But...
Man, I've had a full work day before this, and this was the most stressful moment of my day.
Well, good to know. Good to know fighting games are doing their job.
I think Murshid has changed on the timing a little bit in the air though, because those jump-ins are not being crushed quite as often anymore, or it might just be completely random.
Nice V reversal. Trade the resource for the resource.
But I feel like that parry does help Ryu win the fireball war, right? What do you think about the fireball war?
It builds the trigger. It's not going to really deter Sagat from doing a lot of things, but the thing is SonnyB needs the space, and sometimes he has to give up or allow Murshid to build his V meter to get that space. Overhead.
The overhead. That was a low throw and an overhead.
Over most heads.
Shout out to that guy.
Yeah, that was the reference.
Yeah, the legend.
SonnyB's most of the damage is just coming from the neutral interactions. He hasn't been having the reads on offense that well, I think.
Yeah, and he doesn't need to be sometimes. He really doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
V-trigger, okay, he's gonna activate here.
That looked like a confirm on the hit there.
He needs to back away. He needs to back away. I know he's got a cannon available, but...
Less is more.
Keep that V-trigger, but be ready to check some of these dashes.
Nah.
That's impressive. That's pretty impressive. How did he know?
Dude, the minimalist approach.
Well, to be fair, Murshid has been overexerting himself in a couple of situations. They've just been working out. So is it being overzealous at that point? That's what you really ask. But the thing is, I think SonnyB's he's panicking or capitulating too easily.
Now he's just chucking fireballs like he owes him money.
There you go. Just backing away at the moment, still waiting for that jump. But again, Murshid walks in that range. He's got to figure out, does he deal with the fireball up close, or has he got to focus on the jump? Yeah, see? Yeah. This is too much. This is a mental overload. This is too much.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. There's only like a certain amount of things you can keep track of. And absolutely, if you add one more thing to the cogwheel, you're going to get dazed and confused.
Definitely see why Sagat has the power on the standing medium kick when I see kind of matches like this where there's so much to control at the same time.
Absolutely, yeah.
That is such a good
button. Such a good like space control normal.
Such a vital tool for Sagat.
Good hard kick there to adjust the hurt box to avoid the fireball there and the neutral jump from SonnyB there. He's still waiting for that trigger. If he gets the jump, the uppercut should build in the V trigger, but he doesn't. He's got it now. It's just fine.
Oh, now you just have to wait.
And this is what Murshid's doing. And sometimes I feel SonnyB should activate and wait to allow Murshid's V trigger to deplete. But I think he's kind of worried about the kind of onslaught that's about to come. There you go. Push it away. Let's see what happens here. Again, we
finally into here this time.
No, I don't think he wanted that. He got it.
No, I don't think so either. But it worked out.
Stressed.
That's the only thing that matters. It worked.
The X5 was coming.
Yeah, there's one X5 on one side.
Keep poking him. Keep poking him. There you go. taste the toes.
These rounds are going down to the wire. This is such an amazing set because these characters have the lore history, and it's just too good right now.
Looking strong at the moment here. Like you said, he needs time to get into the set. It does take a little while. Slow and steady sometimes does win the race, depending on what race we're running. Step low again, and no V break. I think he should take advantage of these V breaks, man. Sometimes he gets prevent the opportunity.
Gutsy answer.
Neutral jump. Still back rising.
The jump's coming soon. When Murshid does a neutral jump, he'll come in with a regular jump very soon. Oh, the neutral jump!
Oh, what a neutral jump! What's the activation though?
The
Is gonna tech? What's it gonna be?
Are we gonna hear his roar?
No.
Oh my days. Finally finds a reversal that lands and the overhead. That's almost.
I feel like he was standing and then he just went.
Could he have not done target cannon? Yeah. I thought he could.
I feel like he seems super stressed.
Yeah, he absolutely.
Well, I mean, if you couldn't tell, he's playing Sagat, mate.
That's a fair point.
Oh, nice timing on the fireball, change it up a bit.
And actually, Ryu does replenish the meter, by the way.
Here's the knockdown. He's got the space. He's got slight advantage in the fireball wall, but that parry's not doing.
No, you don't need it. You have the life lead.
No, don't jump. That's the way you got that scar in your chest, buddy.
Oh man, he gave that away. I feel he relinquished that one. I could, in an ideal world, it probably would have DKO and we'll let like the health differential decide that. I think he gave that one away, SonnyB. It's all right, 3 tiger shots, and then I'll just take the risk because again, it's a classic fireball trap or classic fireball scenario. It's like, let me take the risk. No, run the clock down.
Yeah.
Run the clock
sometimes,
down.
Sometimes it just feels like the nerves are overwhelming, and you feel the temptation of the jump. It's like it's so nice, quick, and easy. And there's no easy way out in that situation.
Because he needs to catch up. He's two games
absolutely.
down. So.
And like we talked about it, like this character does not play the catch-up game in the best way.
Well, there we go. So making a simple V shift. Try to chase down there.
The chase down. I like that aggressive version. It's so scary. Ryu's dash is one of the scariest animations in the game.
Straight in the corner here. Wake up throw again. Murshid would have got him as well.
Yeah.
Murshid, that's a bad habit I've been seeing. The throw tech in the corner.
That's gonna be another.
This is gonna be a difficult hill to climb.
Now he's just. I think Murshid now just needs one EX Hadoken.
I wonder if he can do forward hard kick activate and then catch him there, but he hasn't really done that. He's just waiting it out again. Parry.
I guess there's always the fear of whiffing that move because it has huge recovery.
Well, yeah, even if it crouches as well, but I feel he can catch Murshid in different ways. But I think he's just been playing.
Murshid hasn't been like, you know. I do see that.
That was a nice tech though, but it's gonna be hard to come back. He does have the reach, but he needs to find something quickly.
Time is running out. Yeah.
Nah, time is running out.
Oh, he finds something.
Nah, the time is running out.
I feel like he could just whittle the clock down. Yeah, even if he like.
Yeah, sorry.
Like this character is just not built to opening you up in that way.
And
you just can't. At that point, with 7 seconds on the clock, you can't force the situation where you need to take a guess.
He's gonna regret spending that bar on the EX Tiger uppercut. Yeah. I mean, he's let him know, but.
It's like warning shot.
Would it have been enough for a life lead?
No. It would have
in the time.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been.
Yeah, in the time.
Overhead.
They needed to make that shimmy count, I guess. Earlier.
It's a matchup where you just don't see their CAs at all. I just realized.
Yeah.
You'll never see it.
You definitely, yeah. Maybe you could use Ryu's to win the fireball war, but I mean, for Sagat, he needs the EX fireballs, right?
So does Ryu.
Yeah, but I mean, if you could trade it off with the super, it could be a thing, as it will completely shut it down, depending on the life.
Good hard kick anticipation there from djSonnyB again. He's trapped in the corner, and he tried the hard kick.
He tried for the roundhouse.
That was such a tight and acute angle there.
And the jumping short from Ryu is just like built for that kind of an angle.
He's got to activate. Oh, what a bait!
Finally finds the bait.
And he's going to win the round. He's going to do this properly.
Let's go.
There's too much scaling. That's way too much scaling.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, and the tiger saved him. He was throwing those.
At the end there.
I think he did too. No, because he did a crush counter punish and then activation, so he doubled the scaling.
With all these tigers around, you'd think it wouldn't be an endangered species.
I don't know. Off the top of my head, I'd need to go and train him and look at that, to be honest. It might have been optimal, it might not have been.
Feels like Jammer was answering.
Uppercut. Pressure being applied, they get a right back in the corner. There's a sweep. It was arbitrary, but we'll take
Gets
it.
the V skill charge? Yeah, we'll take that.
He's had some of these sweeps that have just been working out for him. It's like he has this thing. I don't know. It's just I haven't seen them blocked it. I've seen a whiff punish, a roll one, and now a crush counter one.
Well, again, like the priority system pays dividends to a lot of people who want to use sweep and neutral like that. It will help you. I don't see that working in 6, but oh, this bait, and he's done. Not quite.
Wake up, honey. The standing medium punches are back.
He is not deterred when it comes to throw tech.
Oh my days. He needs to get that activation going. Something.
No, he needed the jump. Before that activation, he needed the jump, but he couldn't get it because he got caught dashing in the recovery part of it. That Hadouken takes it there, and Murshid is extending that lead. Again, a lot of these games are close. It's just decided by a gargantuan jump from Murshid, or it's a straight fireball. It's legit. It's one of the two. It's one of the two. Murshid, the way Murshid's winning is pretty consistent. The way that djSonnyB is winning in some regards is like, please let this tiger shot hit. Please let you.
He's like literally clawing his way to wins.
It's difficult.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
Oh, but he has those timings.
And the win requirements for Sagat I feel like they're way lopsided compared to Ryu.
And Ryu has the mobility, the opportunity to
and
be
the
like
damage.
here and there, here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the dash. He's built for that. He is him.
There's a tiger shot again. Neutral jump. 3-piece.
He'd have even gone for the EX actually. He could have killed.
One more jump will do the trick if he wanted to really do it, but a straight fireball. But he's building up the trigger for a sweep activate.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
That has happened frequently, yeah.
But I really like those neutral jumps. So it's such a great spot to do them, since he's not getting punished for it anyway with like Kara or
He's
something.
not getting punished, yeah.
So he will beat the Tiger Knee, he will beat, as we saw, the Fireball, which is working out for him.
That was unfortunate. That was unfortunate.
I feel like he was thinking Murshid would have pressed the button there.
On the way down. Yeah. I don't blame him for that. I don't blame him for that.
Absolutely no.
Right, there you go, Tiger shot again to go back in the neutral. What a neutral jump, had to block it as well. There you go, parrying away. And sometimes I feel just let him build his trigger, but the thing is you don't want him to get
really cool.
You don't want him to get 2 V triggers in the round, so
yeah.
That overhead has some decent range.
With the long timer on VG2 is unlikely to get it unless he gets 2 interactions really quickly though. Right. So it's not something to be too worried about, I guess.
Just closing up, closing the gap there, and then staggered pressure, blocking it out. This is really good from SonnyB here.
Idiot kick from Murshid.
Another tech, but he stays alive. Danger.
Oh, the jump. Uh-oh, here we go. Right, is he going to do a neutral jump again, or is he going to leave it? No, takes the throw. Got him.
Oh, and the perfect spacing there. Wow. And it's just like at that point where it's only a matter of one medium kick, it's just so hard. Especially when you're in the corner. Like you'd have to think about so many different options. It's like a mental overload at that point.
It's difficult because again you're taking this huge amount of damage. Then it's like, okay, am I guessing the throw? Am I going to take the throw? And then Ryu's actually pretty damn close. I remember one of the patches they made him closer to the opponent after his throw. Yeah. So it can be difficult in that regard. And then SonnyB, I do
he's
feel
not
he's
Street Fighter 6 close, but he's pretty close.
I do feel that SonnyB does kind of stick to kind of a bad habit. Sticking with the throw tech option on Wake Up. Because it's similar to Problem X. He generally believes he's going to get thrown. And if you generally believe you're going to get thrown, you are going to set.
Nice jumping from SonnyB this time.
Okay, sweep activate.
It's getting caught by one sweep, like you're almost a quarter screen away. Like,
well, if you have one of the faster dashes in the game, you can get away with 4. I think it's him and Ken that can do it. I think so.
Privilege.
Well, I mean, sure, privilege if there's such a thing. He's walking away right now. 50 seconds on the clock. Gonna go for a jump. Didn't quite work out.
Setting up that
face full of tiger.
Could he do a few more of the low tigers to keep Ryu blocking? Oh, nice.
Like again,
I feel like he's setting himself up for the jump at that point. If he does it that too much, and I feel like he noticed it himself, because I feel like that has always been like the invitation for Murshid, like, come on in, I'm throwing low tiger shots.
Oh, look, everyone in their right mind, they'll jump against the gap like a clean jump in at some point. It's when you want to take that risk, and there you have it.
Yeah, that's why. That's a great answer. Finding out the corner though. Nice.
Did he get the charge? Yeah, he did. Okay, he's got the angry scar.
Once again, going for that at the bait.
Might do a
I
hard
feel like
kick.
Murshid just plays so well on feel, like feeling the shift, the momentum. He's really good at that.
Yeah, the momentum, absolutely.
Yeah, he's such. Oh, what a DP.
Yeah, and he has to sit on the Hadouken as well.
The wind. Yeah, it throws him down to the ground here. Not looking good for SonnyB. Let's see if he can make it 8-5. Or will it be 9-4 to Murshid? He's got the meat advantage here. And again, it can be difficult to, because your strategy doesn't substantially change. It's hard to kind of bring it back consistently. Frustration's coming in.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a set kick as well, stop him from walking back as well. The proximity guard, that's pretty good, so I can understand why he does that at certain times.
Understanding heavy kick on the neutral jump this time. Is there any DP that he could use like reactionally through fireballs, you think, or is that just
if it's not heavy, then he can't, like, he just has to block it or V-break. He's doing V-shift into Tiger Shot. I think he should just do V-break. It's half a bar, you get it back.
Yeah,
when the
you have a bar and you get the
sweep.
great damage. Activation
That's
ready
the
soon.
infamous sweep into activation.
Nice, not taking this time. How's he gonna set it up?
Yeah, okay, it doesn't look like he can use any Tiger. Oh no, he can use the medium one.
Oh, neutral jump.
But that's a weird angle for the medium one. Backs away.
Trying to get Oki from that activation.
Oh, I don't know. He's gonna come back from this. He can't jump either. He cannot forward jump.
It feels so hard for this character.
Even from there, I was kind of stressed for a little bit.
Yeah.
He's parry.
And he's just keeping the V trigger up at this point. He's just feeding into the V trigger.
That's fine, because at one point he's got to throw the Tiger Cannon.
Yeah, and
oh, they got him! Oh no!
Oh, I'm sure he could have done something.
Yeah.
I feel like because he's had those whiffs, he had a moment of hesitation because of that. Oh, and the unsafety. That's so hard to space. That's hard to space.
I'm with Veggie. That crush counter, I think you could, unless the start's too slow on Tiger Cannon, he definitely could have done something.
I feel like he could have done something for sure, but I feel like there was a moment of hesitation, possibly because of the fact that he's had those drops before. And they have cost him, like the spacing dependent things. They have happened to him, and they've been super unfortunate. So, like, that can build up in a bit longer set like this. You're not feeling confident about confirming.
Big damage coming through here for SonnyB. Gets that extension because he did get the uppercut charge from the Angry Scar.
Spacing from SonnyB though.
Parry!
Oh, gets the parry.
And because it's a parry, he immediately loses on his V-trigger, so he might be able to get another one just in time. And he's trying to shimmy him. And he's trying to get those throw baits.
He's totally gonna have another V-trigger, right?
I want to see if he could get more of those empty jumps to dodge those anti-air split hits.
Oh, the low shot. Once again.
Oh, we are 9 for Murshid right now. Oh, what a DP. Double dash DP shimmy.
What a ride it's been, guys.
Well, it could be potentially the last round of this set. Murshid on set point here. And I finally see a CA on SonnyB's end. And it's gone.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Not in this matchup, baby. The EX Fireball is just too valuable.
It looked like it was doing something. It was definitely out of recovery.
Oh, wow. Murshid's just controlling the screen. Like, everything is... Like, everything the light touches is his.
Good check. What a neutral jump again. That is so frustrating. When you see someone neutral jump, you can't really do much about it. The throw might close it out.
That's it, boys. There it is.
And he gets the throw for the kill.
And there you have it. He was stubborn on defense up until the end where he didn't go for a throw tech. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Can we see GG's in the chat? Murshid, the man who said there is no best character in Street Fighter 5. He does
this guy's the final boss.
He does it the vagabond way. He says, I'm on an everlasting journey. The tireless wanderer. No best character in the game. Throws his opponent down to the ground. Hold on, let me finish before you make your point. I want to see those GGs in the chat. that was a battle of endurance indeed, and I'm hoping you guys... I hope somebody get counter fireballs. I'm sure somebody will do that in the YouTube section afterwards. There's probably over 100, 150 thrown over there. But yes, what we are going to do is we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, all of us are going to be in the chat. We're going to talk about that matchup. We're going to talk about a lot of things. So hopefully you guys stick around and hear for that post-match chat. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Hadouken.
Street Fighter 6.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy Weezy, and I'll be hosting the Street Fighter 6 showcase with an exclusive look at the new game. We talking new ways to fight, crazy new game modes, and some big announcements. Stay tuned. It's about to be crazy.
All right, everyone, and welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets featuring djSonnyB and Murshid. If you are just joining us, well, you know, all good things must come to an end. This set has now concluded. The scoreline is next to me over there, so you guys can peep that. But yes, now we have to get into the post-match interview and talk to the guys about their philosophy, closing questions at SF5, and then we'll move on to some SF6 related questions. So let me find out. SonnyB, Murshid, can you guys hear me loud and clear once again?
Yeah, all good.
SonnyB, Murshid, what about you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Perfect. All right, so Murshid, congratulations on winning that set there with your Ryu. Murshid, first of all, walk me through, what's your philosophy going up against Sagat? Like, what's your game plan when going up against him?
Yeah, it's just easy. Just walk a little bit and try to parry till you get in. That's the only way that you can get into Sagat.
Is that the safe way? Because we did see you take a couple of risks with those jumps, so surely jumping must be part of the plan, no?
Yes, you have actually to do this. Otherwise, it will be impossible to get in. But as I said, sometimes you have to do it, but not all the time.
Well, I mean, you're not playing Street Fighter 5. You're not taking a risk here and there. It's just part of the game. It's built in. Let me ask you this. So you used V-Trigger 1 to kick things off. So you lied to everybody, basically, saying you're only a V-Trigger 2 exclusive.
I lied it myself, actually.
Okay. So what made you want to swap from V-Trigger 1 to V-Trigger 2 mid-set?
Actually, I'm not used to playing with the V-Trigger 1, but I felt that V-Trigger 1 can be very dominating against Sagat gameplay because of the powerful technique that Ryu has in V-Trigger 1. The thing is that Sony adapted really great with V-Trigger 1 into in the way that he just keeps blocking. And I couldn't actually do anything special with V-Trigger 1. That's why I didn't feel comfortable with it. I just changed to V-Trigger 2, in which I'm comfortable with.
Oh, yeah, that makes total sense. So, SonnyB, let's move on over to you. Your perspective on this matchup. How do you think? Is it even? Is it slightly Sagat? Talk to me.
I'd say on any given day it's fairly even, because whilst yes, obviously you have to take a fair amount of risk with throwing fireballs and letting the rebuild the V-meter and things like that. Obviously you can vary up your fireballs, and to be honest, a lot of the time you can almost catch Ryu's quite a lot of the time with fireball startup frames.
Okay.
Purely because Sagat's fireball comes out that much quicker. Especially the high shots, that's where you get a lot of poke damage, but it does become a very much poke heavy game rather than lots of flashy combos, and obviously if you're doing things like I was, where I was dropping bread and butters, it becomes even more of a poke heavy game. But I'd say on the whole it's fairly even. Obviously Murshid played really well. Like, I won't take anything away from him at all, and it's that V-Trigger 2 damage is just nasty. They clip your feet and then half your life bar's gone. I don't think it's. I think Ryu's parry gives him a slight edge maybe in the fireball war, but it's very circumstantial on how the Ryu actually plays the matchup, because obviously everyone plays differently. So I'd say on the whole it's fairly even. Maybe if I had to put a number on it at top level, maybe 5.1 to Ryu.
Oh, wow.
It's very tight.
Very specific.
Yes, very tight. Purely because of the parry, in my opinion. That was it.
I think you're the first player that said 5.1.
Yeah.
Do you prefer fighting against the V-Trigger 1 or the V-Trigger 2 from Ryu?
V-Trigger 1.
You prefer fighting in it?
Yeah, because you don't have to worry so much about getting clipped by things. You don't have to worry so much about getting, stuff to, like, whiff punished in neutral, and the fireballs, if it's full screen, high tiger shots can compete with V-Trigger 1, no problem. You won't actually get beat on the fireball war unless he starts throwing EX shots in trigger. So it's not actually too bad to deal with. And if you have cannon ready as well, that will beat that as well. So it's a more favorable V-Trigger matchup to play against.
Okay, so you mentioned Tiger Cannon there. Talk to me about your V system loadout, V skill 1, V trigger 1. Is this to kind of make the matchup as even as possible and kind of match Ryu in certain areas in terms of damage, or is there something deeper that we're not seeing in this matchup when it comes to Sagat's V skill 1 and V trigger 1?
I generally use V. Obviously, I pretty much only use V trigger 1 now. I did use V trigger 2 in the past, but it's not it's not consistent enough in terms of damage, and you know, V Trigger 2 is reliant almost on you getting in, which is very hard against some people. But V Skill 1 you mainly use against Shoto style characters, purely because by nature of a fireball war, someone's going to jump at some point. So it's better to get the damage when you can. And obviously there were other combos I could have done from the crush counters. There's a lot more I could have done throughout that match. But V Skill 1 does help with the damage output in that sense. And obviously V Skill 2, however, obviously does give you options for, you know, it's not plus on block, but sometimes it's 0. But you, against Ryu, obviously Ryu can just parry a knee, and it sort of becomes, again, it's one of those things, it gets negated by the parry. So in my opinion, you're just better off sticking with extra damage.
Okay, no, that's fine. Sometimes people's strategies are as simplistic as, you know what, I might need to fight. No, it's like, for me, I see it as, because it doesn't do anything significantly different in neutral. You're like, okay, if you're getting damage in this area, I can just use this tool to kind of match you in that regard. Even if you get it in a higher frequency, I can still match you in that. Because there were times where Murshid jumped at you and he did jump roundhouse low forward Tatsu. And then when he jumped at you, you already had Angry Scar charged up, so you did hard kick into uppercut. So it kind of balanced it out a little bit, which is why I find it pretty interesting. But Veggie, you wanted to ask something real quick?
Yes, I was just, because we were just watching it, but there was quite a few times that Murshid would neutral jump to beat your throw tech, and you were not teching, but you still did not stop the neutral jump. Is that something you have not worked on or thought about, or was it just on the day?
It's just on the day. That's as political as I can put it.
No, that's fine. But then,
that's fine.
Jumping off of that, like, talk me through your defensive choices. Because I've noticed, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have noticed when playing you, SonnyB, you cycle through Sagat's options, but you rarely sit still. Like, you do jab, throw tech, V reversal, V shift, and EXDP. You do the whole 9 yards, basically. Do you feel that you want to make it as difficult as possible for characters that get good Oki, or is it just that, okay, this one didn't work, so we'll go to plan B didn't work, we'll go to plan C? Like, talk me through your defensive choices.
It is basically the roulette wheel. Is like, I've got to guess, so I've got to make them guess. It's literally right. What do they like to go for? Are they always going to try and get meaty me? Are they always going to try and get Oki? Okay, I'll try EXDP here. Are they going to try and throw loop me in the corner? Okay, I'll make sure I'll tech on wake up. And sometimes, because Sagat's heavy DP is throwing vulnerable on the startup, so that's when I'll use that in certain situations. It really depends on the player and their tendencies to what I'll lean towards more. For example, some characters that don't have free frames, obviously sometimes you can wake up jab and it'll beat their option, their button. It really depends on what the player's doing. More often than not, so I do try to watch that, and obviously if I'm on the ball and I'm consistent in what I'm doing, then I'm more successful than not, and obviously this time I wasn't.
Okay, no, listen, sometimes it happens. Like you said, on the day, you could be the Evo champ on a Tuesday, you could be the Evo champ on a Wednesday. That's literally what happens.
I wanted to ask Sonny a question about his meter management. So we saw you use a lot of VX moves. Do you think the super has any value in this matchup? And I wanted to ask you, like, generally as well, like, is this how you usually in most matchups use your meter, or like is it different?
Again, it depends on the character. Where I'm trying to keep Ryu out a lot when he has in V Trigger 2, it's sort of just again trying to catch him throwing a fireball, trying to get the knockdown, just to deplete that V Trigger meter. So it's basically, I'm trying to stall the Ryu out in a sense in that regard. But no, sometimes I will save the meter depending on certain matchups, especially people who just jump way too much. But in this one, to be honest, I would only use CA as a fireball reaction tool, which I would have struggled to do today.
Wouldn't that have been like in general? Isn't that difficult? Because you have to be like pretty damn close. Like, his super's not no poison or candy. You have to be pretty close for that.
Yeah, but because it's only a double quarter circle. It's not. You can do it pretty quickly, especially on pad.
Okay.
So I think even me and Rush played a first to 10 a little while ago on, and I think I literally did it within the first set against Ken's Fireball. Obviously, albeit the Fireball's a different speed, but it is very possible to do it. It's just again on today I didn't want to risk it, and I was put off a lot of options today. So it's just and it does go further than you think.
Okay, fair. No, I'm not the Sagat specialist you are, sir.
Yeah, it does.
One more question from me regarding, feeling about this day and your options and being demoralized by certain actions and such. I wanted to ask you, like, we didn't see too many Kara cancels from you. Is that how you normally approach this situation, or was it just that, like, in this situation, you didn't find the applications for it to be optimal, or?
Yeah, I'd say it's your second example. The I do use them normally, let's say. So it's just I didn't feel comfortable doing it today. So I basically reverted back to very bread and butter stuff, just through how I was feeling today.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I do use them normally. You can you have to go on my replays and stuff. You'll see me doing some more fancy stuff here and there. But
sure.
I just didn't feel comfortable today.
Okay. Veggie, did you want to ask something, or?
Yeah, I'm back on those neutral jumps because there was a lot of neutral jumps in the match. I noticed that Murshid was doing, like, he was neutral jumping when he was close, like when you were throwing fireballs to get a punish on you, but you rarely had an answer for it. Is that something that's really hard for Sagat to answer? Neutral jumps at that close but not too close range, or is there an answer you just didn't use?
Yeah, it's you can Kara heavy DP that, or even medium DP at that range. I'd stick to heavy DP most of the time, but yeah, there's loads of stuff you can do. Or you could even Tiger Knee. You could even throw an EX Fireball, to be honest, to catch him in the air, and then and do a Kara Knee off of that. There's loads of options you can use. Again, I wasn't on the ball today.
Well, now sticking with the jumps, Murshid, you gotta enlighten me on something. You've already revealed to me that you had about 8 accounts. That's about the lifespan of Street Fighter 5. You're gonna have to reveal something else to me. There's times where you have a very good lead, a positional advantage in the set, but you put yourself in the corner by jumping a lot, and you did this against SonnyB today. Is there a reason for that? Are you trying to catch? Is it against tall characters or against specific characters that you jump and try and test their anti-airs at a tight angle, or is this just something that you've learned to do throughout the time of playing Ryu?
Yeah, actually sometimes just going autopilot. But
thank you for admitting it.
The thing is that I'm just experiencing some patterns when I just jump like this. He always try to SonnyB always try to use this
hard kick,
either the EX GP or the or just going running away from me in order to avoid, for example, throws or something like this.
Okay. I mean, I just wanted to expose that. Like, your Ryu's dangerous. I want to run away from you too.
No, it's not that danger. I'm just playing the neutral game, except for some random jumps. Yeah, I guess today I was lucky with the jumps.
Listen,
I want to ask you.
Oh, go on, please.
Yeah, I want to ask you. Do you feel like you play a lot by feel? Like, I feel this is gonna work now, and right most of the time, or is it more methodical than that?
Actually, I don't jump when I have less life. So I just jump when I have a little bit life lead, so that I can get something if the jump wins. Otherwise, I'm having the life lead. So it's just a feeling, as you said. Yes.
You feel based.
I mean,
feel-based. Wow.
Yeah, feel-based playstyle. It's a thing.
There's nothing wrong with that. I do feel
Absolutely
from both ends.
Sagat, you have to do that. At some point, you have to jump.
No,
Otherwise,
we agree with you. No, we are agreeing with
but
you.
But Murshid, you had really great jump timings. That's why I was wondering if you were setting them up specifically in a way, or if you just had the feeling that this is the time to jump.
Yeah,
because
you see me sometimes. I'm just holding back. And then waiting for him, just trying to see what is the pattern. Yeah, sometimes you just need to jump when you feel it.
Listen, and again, we don't blame you because the biggest reward in Street Fighter V is through jumps anyway. Against both your characters, we saw it on your end. They were more successful. We saw it on SonnyB's end. I think there were times when SonnyB did jump, and it was like you had a decent look to go with it. But I think he just tried to. He tried to get that read on
Rio
you.
Fireballs is sick, so he can just jump without being feared of punishing him.
You entered him a lot today.
Yeah, with the heavy DP.
And I feel like when Ryu is in VTrigger 2, you just gotta wait and not really jump. Yeah, jumping then is too risky.
It's
that's also why I like I really for the Fireball game I do like the VTrigger 2 because you put that threat and the risk reward to the jumping from the opponent. So that's really nice.
Okay, no, fair. Now, SonnyB, there's a combo we were wondering about, and you placed it, so you might be able to tell us. There was you did crush counter forward hard kick, then you did it again and activate, and I think you did a conversion to Tiger Cannon. The combo didn't like win the round.
The scaling.
Was that the optimal way, or could you have done something else?
I potentially could have, but I was supposed to end it with it would have been a Kara heavy knee into an EXDP at that point, and it would have killed. But I dropped it. So it was not technically optimal, but the crush count is what built the V-Trigger in the first place.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So it was basically I knew it would kill if I didn't drop it.
Okay, fair. No, listen, sometimes you can practice a combo 100 times and drop it on the 101st attempt.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it happens like that. There was another thing as well. You were doing sweeps a lot, but I think you kind of had this cycle of sweeps. It's ones that was blocked at a far distance that weren't punished. There were ones that completely missed, and there was one that crush counted. Is Sagat's sweep better than I thought it was? I think his sweep's terrible, but...
It's basically I was using it more as a read because what Murshid did a lot, he would dash in, dash back for a fireball, or try and do that heavy punch thing he was doing. I don't know what it was. Standing heavy punch. Yeah. So it was just a guaranteed punish. I was just like, well, if he's going to keep doing it, I'm going to keep sweeping.
Okay, fair. No.
So it was just one of them things I noticed were his tendencies, and it was a button that I could keep pressing without worrying about anything going wrong in that sense. So yeah.
I get that as well. Do you know? Despite the scoreline, we could definitely see what you meant when we spoke to you in the first half. Where it's like it takes me a while to understand and get into things. We could definitely see that coming into play, and I'm hoping you bring that mentality and that style into 6. I'm hoping.
Oh yeah. Don't worry, I'll be there. I'll be there. Don't worry.
That's good.
I'm confident that yeah. Don't worry, I'll be there.
That's all I needed to know.
That's all we want to hear.
Jump light kick.
Right now, Veggie or Var, have you got any more questions regarding the matchup before I move on with other SF5 questions?
I'm ready to move on to other SF5 questions.
All right.
I would like to. There's a few things I'd like to. Oh, and not that many, but some things I would like to know about the Street Fighter 6 transition from 5 with their characters. So I'm ready to go over to Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6.
We'll do this first. Right, SonnyB and Murshid, did both of you participate in the World Warrior events last year, leading up to the Capcom Cup? Were you able to play in one of those?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, SonnyB, you go first, please.
Yeah. So I think I played in 2 or 3 tournaments, maybe, or the World Warrior events. I mean, and I think though at the time I was actually having problems with my internet provider. I was getting a lot of. I was causing lag for other people, so I had good days and bad days, and I remember at the time, I think Soundboy, the soundest of boys, we had a very sort of hit and miss match. I did win, but it wasn't, it wasn't great. But I did okay in some of the other World Warriors. I think the highest I placed was 13th, maybe. But again, I was having internet issues at the time, so if I could go back and do those again with how my ISP is now, then yeah, I think I'd like to think I would have done a bit better.
My question to you regarding that, and getting 13th in the UK is actually no small feat, so well done on that part. That's actually that's actually better than a lot of people will give it credit for. I know the number speaks different because obviously there's only one win in the tournament, but getting 13th in a stacked bracket of the UK is not easy. With Street Fighter 6 on the horizon and CPT coming, do you think the World Warrior, the format of it, should it stay the exact same, or would you like to see something change? Maybe like the point system, the way you qualify for the cup, anything that comes to mind, SonnyB?
I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty decent the way it was run. I mean, it would be great if we had. Well, yeah, actually, I think the dating format was good, but yeah, just I guess just make sure everyone knows about it, make sure people know the dates, know when things are happening, and I think it was pretty good. I didn't really have a problem with it. We had enough notice. It was well organized, and yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Going back to what you just mentioned there about people know about it, do you think that's more on the respective World Warrior event organizers end, or do you think that's on Capcom Fighters end? Do you think Capcom Fighters should be the beacon that should say, oh, these events are on this week? Or
yeah, I think it would be better if it's a universal thing, just so everyone can just go, because obviously if not everyone's following their respective TOs Twitter feeds or information feeds, everyone's following Capcom Fighters pretty much. So if it's just like one big imagery where we can all see the tournament dates, tournament links, and like this week X, Y, and Z. I think it's helpful if there's a vocal point for everyone to just look at.
Okay, I like that. That's actually very
apart
reasonable.
From Salt Mine League, I see Salt Mine League.
Do you know what? That is reasonable criticism for the whole program in general. So definitely, I respect that. Murshid, what about you? I believe you were in your regional final for the World Warrior events, were you not?
Yes, I was there, yeah, but I didn't get I wasn't lucky to get the chance to win that.
That's unfortunate, but even then, getting to your regional final in a stacked region like yours, that's no easy feat either. That's actually, again, a lot of these regions is pretty damn difficult. I mean, you got re-representation with Jimmy regardless, but it was not easy for you to get to that point. My question to you, Murshid, is do you think, like with SonnyB, do you think the format of the World Warrior, should that return, or do you think there should be something changed about it?
Yes, I think so. I think the format of the World Warrior was really, it was the first time that happens online. And I think this is a very good opportunity for people who can't actually have time to go to offline tournaments, something like that, especially in the World Warrior. This is a very good opportunity for people, especially like those.
Cool, sweet. I like that we're all in unison for that. They're coming back anyway, so hopefully we get to enjoy them just as much as we did before.
Yeah. Murshid, I wanted to ask you, who was the hardest opponent you had to face during the World Warrior?
The hardest opponent.
For you.
Actually, Sagat.
Oh, so Reinhardt Sagat.
Sagat Reinhardt. He was a pain. Yeah.
It was a really good set.
Okay.
I think I watched that set too. That was during the Street Fighter 6 beta weekend, wasn't it? If it was in the finals, at least.
Yeah, it was a regional final. Regional final. So. I might have to go back and watch that because again, a lot of the sets in the top 8 for the German regional final are pretty damn good. Right, another question I got for you both. We'll start with SonnyB. Obviously, the game's been out for 7 years, but you've only been playing it half the time. Is there any character that you've looked at and said, damn, I wish I had more time to learn this character? Let's say, hypothetically, there was one more year Street Fighter 5. If you had extra time to learn a character that really tickled your fancy? Is there anyone that you wanted to try out, or were you just going to stick with Sagat, ride or die?
No, you know what? If there was more time, I would have learned another character to actually, pretty much what Bonchan did. Had a Karin, he has Luke, just to play around some of Sagat's, hard counter picks. Because Bison is a pain in the backside, especially when you're playing against Problem X. That is pain. It's just pain. Sim and obviously Phils is Falk. Falk is just, every time me and Phils play, Phils is just like, oh, it's my favorite set. I'm just like, yeah, for you it is. So I think, you know what, I probably would have, to have a bit of fun, to go away from the archetypal Street Fighter style, I probably would have jumped on Rashid.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I can see that.
I can see it too. Yeah.
I can see that working.
With the defensive, change up of rotation of defensive options, I'm sure you could do that well on offense as well if you had a character like Rashid.
I think, because I do, at least this is from watching you play. Sometimes I feel when you want to go offensive, you're in the right position psychologically and in game. The character is just not equipped to do that. It's inadequate in that part. So sometimes I feel it's like, okay, he's aggressive like, a Rashid, but he's playing Sagat. It's just unfortunate. I remember I had to speak to someone about this before. They were playing Guile like they were playing Blanca. I said, why don't you just play Blanca? You might as well just do that. But they loved Guile so much. And I could definitely see you playing Rashid. Now that I think about it, I could definitely see you playing Rashid down.
And the thing is, I think I would have actually enjoyed Rashid and not be so stressed out as I am. Like the mental stack of playing Sagat sometimes. Oh man,
absolutely.
It's painful.
I think you would have a sick Kendo.
You know what? I mean, I have played
fundamentals are there for sure.
I have played Ken. I mean, I was playing him in the beta. So we'll see.
Okay, fair. That's interesting. I like that call. Murshid, what about you? Are you that loyal to Ryu, or is there another character you would have wanted to try if you had more time in Street Fighter 5?
Yes, actually, if I have time, because actually I'm not having time right now. But if I got time, I would really love to learn Minat.
Wow. Okay. Is that to help you understand the character better, or Minat really interested you as a character?
It's just a very calming gameplay she is playing. The way that she plays just make you very nervous.
True.
But do you think the Minat player feels calm when they're playing?
Sorry?
Do you think the Minat players are like relaxed and calm when they're playing?
Exactly, yes. Even at lower ranks. So you feel that she got the upper hand in the game. So that makes you feel very nervous.
Okay. I mean, listen, you can turn on the game right now. You can turn on the game tomorrow. Try Minat for like 5 minutes. You've got a little bit of time left out now.
Yeah, but you need to learn everything that needs a lot of time.
No, you don't. Like Street Fighter 6 is around the corner. You can do what you want.
Just use V-Trigger 2.
Absolutely. Press standing medium punch. Yeah. Stand medium punch. Crouch fierce.
I'll give it a try.
Listen, you got nothing to lose. The competitive side of Street Fighter 5 is done. It's only but happy days for some of us anyway. Right. You can probably play Balrog and annoy all the Minat players. They don't like that matchup, so that'd be a good idea.
And you got the plus normal with the extra. It's plus special.
Right. The other question I wanted to ask you both is, let's get SonnyB's opinion on this first. SonnyB, in terms of the Capcom Cup, first of all, were you able to catch it?
I was watching it. I was keeping an eye on it.
First of all, your opinions on it being a week long. And then, what would you prefer? A World Cup style Capcom Cup or 32 of the world's best players?
So when you say a World Cup style, do you mean how it was
this past year? So it's right. There's representation through the World Warriors online. There's literally representation from around the world, different regions from Europe, Asia. It's like it comprised of 48 players that were not on a leaderboard per se. They were automatic qualification.
Oh, I see. So you're saying that versus actually having
32 of the world's best players on a leaderboard.
Oh, that's a hard question because I know there was some controversy among some people about that. Let's say, these people X, Y, and Z. They would get smashed in this region, X, Y, and Z. Which, whilst I understand that opinion, you know, it's not that person's fault where they were born or where they play Street Fighter in. So I think it's fair in the sense of that it gives other regions representation. It gives you know, to come and experience what top level players like against, you know, the strong regions like EU, the UK, Japan, X, Y, and Z. Because otherwise, these people, yeah, they might be at the top of their game in their region, but that's all they're ever going to see. So I think it's fair that and nice in that regard that Capcom give people that chance.
Okay, no, I like that answer. Very safe. And the duration of Capcom Cup, a week long. Is that too long for you, or is that a right amount of time?
I mean, it depends how nice the hotel is. You know what I mean?
No, okay, fair. No,
how loaded is the mini fridge?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, is you know, is the food good outside? Can I go get me some wings? Like, is there some jerk chicken nearby? Can I get some mac and cheese? Like, you know,
sign me up.
SonnyB's asking the real questions. Can I get wings that are nearby to the venue? No, this is brilliant. That's great. Murshid, what about you? The duration of the cup, do you think it being a week long, is that good? Is that too long, or is that, well, it's definitely not too short, but do you think that's too long? We had him, and then I think he's disappeared. I didn't think that question was that deep, but
the power of nothingness.
Hello?
Oh, there we go. All right, that's it.
Yeah.
Right. The duration of the Capcom Cup, was it too long, or do you think that was the right amount of days to showcase the finals?
No, actually, it's a week. It's I think it's fair enough. Yeah, it's enough for the people who just need to show their skills. Yeah.
Okay, and again, the second question I asked SonnyB, would you prefer like a leaderboard ranking with 32 of the world's best players attend the Capcom Cup finals, or do you like what happened in February, where there's representation from all over the world? And you get those group stages.
Actually, the representation from all over the world, so that every region can get the chance to participate.
Okay, I like that. Again, I like asking people this question because going back to SonnyB's point about this controversy, yes, there was controversy over there, but the thing is, the same people that raised their voices about who should be there and who shouldn't be there, do you know, put on some of the most exciting matches? The people that they said that shouldn't be there. Which was
that's very true.
Which was pretty funny.
They definitely. I mean, a lot of the players who got like heat, as you said, like basically what you said, they were very close at qualifying out of their groups, beating some of the better or more favorited players in the tournament. So I feel like that was a testament to how high the level is in general, and just because you haven't seen someone doesn't mean that you get to say that they're not good enough or whatever. So I think that was really good, the way it played out in the cup.
We'll see. I believe, as far as I'm aware, there's been no details outside of a 2 million prize pool of the CPT. So hopefully we get some details soon, or at least like relatively close to Street Fighter 6 release date. Speaking of, it's 2 million Street Fighter 6. Is it safe to assume that djSonnyB, did you play either of the betas last year for Street Fighter 6?
Yeah, I played both. I had a chance to play both. Again, admittedly, due to work commitments, I didn't get to play for like the whole weekends. It was sometimes I played a little bit on the Friday and maybe a little bit on the Sunday. So yeah.
Okay. Let me ask your general opinions on your playtime with the game, and have you got any hopes or concerns for Street Fighter 6?
So general opinions, I enjoyed it, and I felt like that I could use fundamental stuff from, like, well, your time as a Shoto. It translated pretty well into the game, and it almost felt like a blend of Third Strike, Street Fighter 4, and Street Fighter 5 all sort of rolled into one.
Okay.
So it was interesting, sort of the melding of those mechanics, and I was perfect parrying all over the place. I was loving life. I was just like, this feels like Third Strike again.
You felt like a guild player.
Yeah, well, not even. I felt like more like, because I played Third Strike quite a lot as well. So it was nice having that sort of parry every character having a parry again. It was just it was nice. Obviously, I wouldn't mind a bit more damage off of a perfect parry, but obviously, I guess if it wasn't scaled as much, everyone would be dying off of one perfect parry, I suppose. So you have to make sacrifices somewhere.
Well, let me sorry to cut you off before you finish that point. Let me put it in this way: if there was no scaling, and let's say just judging by, I imagine you've seen the Zangief versus Marissa developer match video.
Oh boy,
have you seen that? Have you seen that, SonnyB?
Yes, I have. Yes.
So now imagine they didn't scale the SPD off the perfect.
Yeah, I know. It would be. Yeah,
that would be great.
I know.
No, shut up.
Yeah, that would be great for me and Veggie.
You two say that. I'm planning to play Marisa as well, day one.
Oh well, they're planning to play Zangief. You can.
Yeah, we're playing Geef. We're on the Geef train.
Well, Geef. I used to play Geef in 4 as well, so Geef will be. I actually play Geef as well. Okay. Don't worry.
But no, sorry. Going back to your point, you wish there was a little bit more damage, but obviously they have to make a sacrifice somewhere. I mean, the damage looks pretty healthy in Street Fighter 6 across the board, outside of 1 or 2 areas. So
yes, yeah.
Was that your only gripe, or are you just pretty much cool with everything else?
I'd say I'm more or less cool. I mean, it did feel a little bit clunky at times, but I guess that's just because it's not really, it's not optimized. At the time it wasn't optimized. It was an older build, so I'm hoping when it does come out that it's going to be, feel a lot more fluid, and the animations obviously have tightened up now. They've had time to flesh it out, finish it off, and I'm looking forward to trying out the other characters that none of us have got to play yet. Okay. And because I didn't personally gel with any one character in particular in the beta, just because obviously Sagat's not there. I mean, Capcom, please. I don't know. It was just I didn't really gel with anyone. I had fun, but I didn't gel with any of the characters per se. But I'm still looking forward to.
So you had fun with the game because it's fresh and obviously all the options you had, but there's nothing that would make you want to 100% turn it on the next day, just out of like pure entertainment. Is that a way of?
Oh no, definitely. No, definitely would, because obviously I'll still want to learn, even if with the limited characters, I still wanted to carry on playing it. I just didn't have that much time.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to there being. It feels to me there was a better focus on neutral in Street Fighter 6. It was less about tools that skipped neutral altogether. And obviously I know it's too early to say about robbery mechanics and things, that certain characters might be able to do, might not be able to do. We don't know that yet, but it felt on the whole a little bit fairer in the sense of that your fundamentals do matter more. That's what it felt like to me.
Okay, no, I like that. Again,
Can I actually ask in between here, like, a question regarding the beta as well? Did you at all try the modern control layout? And is that something that you're interested in trying if you didn't?
I did try it, and it felt weird. It was strange. I'm just doing this. I'm just pressing a button, and all this madness is coming out. But I think I'll stick to classic controls. It's what I've been doing since I was 3 years old. So that's 30 years of doing quarter circles. So it's a bit hard for me to change now.
That's true.
You remember how long it took to learn the quarter circle controls back in the day?
I think I could do it by the time I was 4. I think I knew what I was
Child
doing.
prodigy.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Must be. Some people still can't do a quarter circle for to this day. They're grown men and women. Yeah. I call you like, listen, they're going to press forward and medium punch, and a medium touch is going to lose them the game. Yeah, you stay there with modern controllers. To be fair, someone might win a tournament with modern controls, so only one way to find out. Yeah. But oh well, okay, the producer's not happy. Anyway, Murshid, what about you? Were you able to get any time with any of the betas last year for Street Fighter 6?
Unfortunately not. I couldn't actually get the beta code, so I couldn't get the chance to test the Street Fighter 6 beta.
Okay. Were you able to watch it at all? Like on stream or anything?
I watched some YouTube videos, game footage there. I saw that it's different from Street Fighter 5 it's the mechanic is having these V-gauge mechanics and etc., which I think it's very interesting to learn. But what I hope in the next version is that the network problems that were in the Street Fighter 5 is not there, and also a better balancing of the characters. That are the most important things that I really
let me pose something to you there, because you mentioned better balancing of characters. At least from what it looks like right now, again going off what djSonnyB said before, it's too early to say, but what it looks like right now with the game, because of how strong and like tough the universal system is, it doesn't look like you have to shift from one character. So everyone has access to a parry, everyone has access to drive impact, everyone has access to drive rush. So when it comes to balancing, we won't know until it becomes to certain individual traits or gimmicks the characters have. Obviously SF5, it's come a long way from 2016, so there were some balance issues and they amended those over time. Street Fighter 6 is going to be an interesting one, because I feel I think a lot of the balancing might come from the system itself. Would you agree with that, Murshid, or do you think it's still going to be revolving around individual characters, or more of a focus on that?
You mean focusing on one character, or what do you mean exactly?
So so when you balance a character, you got to look at all 18 characters individually and go through their tool set and say, right, we're going to make this move 3 frames to 4 frames, or do you think it's right? The characters themselves are strong enough as it is. They have to tweak the system around, so they have to maybe tone down drive impact. They maybe have to improve the damage scaling of drive parry, and that's how they'll change the characters. They won't necessarily touch the characters themselves. I don't know if I've articulated that well enough for you to understand that.
I don't actually get your question, but yeah,
okay, let me put it to you like this. Do you think they should balance when it comes to Street Fighter 6? Do you think they should work on balancing more of the system itself? So I'll use Street Fighter 5 as an example. Let's say when they balanced the game, they had to work on balancing V skills and V triggers as opposed to the character's individual toolset. So I'm saying with Street Fighter 6, should they work on put more of a focus on the drive system or a character's individual traits?
Yes, as you said, if the drive system has more priority on the compared to the character moves, yes. So the focus should be on that.
Okay, all right.
I wanted to.
We got there in the end.
I have a question for Murshid, actually.
Go for it.
If you watched Street Fighter 6 footage and you watched Ryu specifically, are you interested in playing Ryu in Street Fighter 6? And are you interested, or do you like the tools that they've given to Ryu in Street Fighter 6?
Yeah, I just watched footage of Ryu. It seems a little bit slower than in Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
I didn't actually test it, but yeah, of course, and definitely I will just go for Ryu. And testing also the other characters, the new characters, they look actually great.
Who are you most interested in about the new characters? Sorry, Veggie.
No problem, my bro.
Talk to us, Murshid. Is there anyone sick as you fancy? JP, Manon, Lily?
Larissa, I said. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Larissa, she looks really strong and interesting to play.
Fun, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, I like that. Now I've got two more questions before.
But let me just direct
out. But you want to say something?
Yeah, let me just direct to SonnyB, because earlier you said you wanted to play, for instance, a character like Rashid in Street Fighter 5, right?
Yeah.
And now you have like the golden opportunity to. Are you excited that you kind of forced out of the comfort zone with Sagat, because there is no Sagat right now for you to play? Do you find that to be a little bit exciting and like a burden is left the shoulders, or do you actually find it?
Wow, I didn't know it was that deep. Anyway.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm excited, and the thing is, I think, you know, I think he will come back. I think the king will return at some point. But in the meantime, yeah, I would just try and have fun. And the thing is as well, like I said, if I was there for Street Fighter 5 from the beginning, I would probably have at least 1 or 2 more characters that would be at a good level. So that's my idea going into Street Fighter 6 is that, okay, I've gotten to maybe I didn't put that on display today, but I've gotten to what I feel like is a semi-decent level. So I want to carry that into Street Fighter 6 and learn a couple of characters at least, and then so when I do find a character that I really like, maybe after all the DLCs come out and there's down the line or whatever, whoever comes out, and if I find one I really really like, if they end up being not top tier or not the best, then at least I'll have a spread of characters that I can play at a good level.
Okay, no, that makes
so I'm thinking competitively and also for fun. So yeah, sort of a bit of both.
I like that. Speaking of competitively, let's put you in a dream world for a second. I wish I had some music to put you in a dream world. djSonnyB, first place, CPT finals, $1 million. What you doing with it?
Boy, that's clearing off some student debt. That's going onto a mortgage. That's yeah, I'm investing that stuff. That's going straight into a home. Me and the missus, and if I had some left over, I would maybe I'd go on a nice holiday, take some of my friends, maybe invite you guys. If you give me some free DLC codes, you never know. But
could you give me some wings?
Maybe the best damn wings. Bro, I'll fly to Kingston for wings just and bring them back.
Let's go. I'm ready for that. I'll hold you to that.
Oh man, that's brilliant. No, do you know what? Good investments. I like that. That's very sensible. It's like, all right, because he's definitely.
I'm old. You know what I mean? I'm not spring checking.
Do you know what? No, because we had Zion Woods on not too long ago, and he said, "Look, I'll get a house. I'll invest in something." So it's like I think. I haven't met someone that's a bit silly. Well, actually, I do know someone a bit silly with their money. That's why he's not good at fighting games. So he's never going to get anywhere near that $1 million prize pool. Well, don't worry. He hits close to home. He knows who he is anyway. But no, that was a very good one. I like that investment there. Murshid, what about you? Ryu player, Murshid, 8 accounts, $1 million, wins the CPT finals. What would you put that money towards?
Yeah, it's not possible, but yeah, if I got that,
it's not possible. Listen, mate, anything's possible. Your chances might be slim. It's still possible.
Believe me, man. Believe me. Those people who are only a full-time players, they will just have the 100% chance to get it. Other than that, it's impossible to just cover all the matchups for the other for the other characters and master the character that you are playing, or even having a pocket character. So this needs a lot of time that those people who are full-time players that can cover all these things. But in case that if I was lucky and got that $1 million, I would just invest it, because I'm not that guy who just wastes money on any other things.
Okay, fair. Do you know what? All right, Murshid, if your fighting game career doesn't work, I want you to promise me one thing. Can you do an Amazon audiobook, please? Can you please do one Amazon audiobook, and I want you to drop all your philosophical theories in the book. You've convinced me that there is no best character in the game. And now you've convinced me.
Okay.
and now you convinced me. It's like, look, it's like you can be sensible with your money, and you think. Listen, your chances are slim, but it's a 1 in, let's say, 48 chance of winning the cup. That's not impossible. That's next to impossible. It's not almost impossible. Like you said, okay, full-time players might have the jump on you, but like we were saying with SonnyB before, application of knowledge goes a long way. Yes, there are people that invest a lot of time, and obviously the more time you have to be able to not just play the game, but think about the game. Thinking about the game, doing image training, that's super important. But I can't like dwindle your chances. Hey, look, for all you know, all right, let me put it to you like this. Murshid, you know you almost got to the cup last year. You know you almost got to the cup, right? The fact that you were in an 8-man invitational to have a shot at the cup with 7 other people, and you're telling me you can't get that chance again?
Of course you can.
You are thinking of it in a way that you just I would be only qualified for the German region. Yes. yes, you are right. But
it's
then,
still a chance, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're in the cup.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a Murshid believer here. I don't know.
I think even I'm like Murshid. Come on, bro. Like,
Yeah. I'm realistic, bro. I'm just.
No, I like it.
I'm trying to be optimistic, but yeah.
Down to earth.
No, but regarding the full-time player thing, I think Menardi won Capcom Cup when he was not a full-time player the first time, right? 2017.
I think so. We'd have to double check.
Yeah. So it's definitely possible.
I think it's possible for anyone at this sort of level and above. I think it's definitely possible. Obviously, again, anything can happen on the day. Yes, obviously, people who are top level players play all the time. They're gonna have that muscle memory there, but anyone can make mistakes in the heat of the moment.
Exactly.
And then that's when some people win.
Yeah, and people are also giving the example of Zen as well.
Yeah, Zen was crazy in CPTs. Bison was amazing.
Yeah, and he's a student. So listen, but I'm trying to be a Murshid believer. That's just me. Right. We got time for one last question, but do you guys want to cover anything before I ask that final question, or we get
No.
Beggy?
By all means.
No. By all means.
All
Mr.
right.
Jammers.
Okay.
Mr. 8K Jammers.
I don't know who you're talking about. There's no such thing. Right. So, they've already announced their lineup, their full lineup for the real-time commentators in the game. Now, SonnyB, we'll get your opinion on this first. If you could put two of your favorite FGC commentators in Street Fighter 6 as DLC commentators, who would you pick? I always like asking this question because I've been getting some surprising answers recently, which is pretty cool.
I think I would like yourself.
Okay.
For one, I think it maybe not as serious as you are, because you can be funny a lot of the time as well. And I think it'd actually make the game quite enjoyable hearing your funnier side commentary.
Okay.
I think that would actually be enjoyable to play with. And a second person, maybe Logan.
Okay.
Maybe Logan. Maybe possibly. It's hard, you know. I'm thinking about F word, but obviously you might get salty about the Ibuki things. But
sorry. For those of you who don't know, there's been this interesting online rivalry late at night between SonnyB and F word. But obviously F word's in Dubai now, so you don't see those anymore. But boy, was it funny back in a couple of years
I remember that.
Oh man, that was funny. I mean, like, look, you know, I always ask two, because it's like, okay, you got to really slim it down, because usually they could turn them into pairing, SonnyB. So it could be, there could be a pairing pack, a DLC pack coming in. So it's always interesting.
But you know what I was gonna say? I would like at least to be a one sort of comedic one, someone who's really really salty that we know, whether it's
okay.
I think just as a sort of, you know, an extra funny DLC, that would be quite funny. Maybe someone who rage quits a lot. I'm not going to name names on stream, but there's a couple of names I can think of that are notorious for salt.
That's interesting. No one's ever said that. I think that's not a bad shout. Obviously, it's voice acting to a degree, so you do it in moderation. But if you could allow them to have their kind of their personality in some way, shape, or form while injecting that saltiness. No, I like that. I like that answer. That's really good. We might have to ask them. We got the community manager in the other room. We're like, get it done. Let's get a salty guy. DLC pack. That's interesting. Murshid, what about you? If you could pick two commentators to be in Street Fighter 6's DLC,
First of all,
your
Jammers.
favorite commentators. You say first of all me, or are you asking me as a choice?
I said you're the first choice.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Of course, because
I'm humbled.
The second one, I guess, what's the name? Yeah, it's James Chen.
James Chen?
James Chen, genau. I think that he's a really
James Chen's in the game.
Very good characteristic. Yeah,
he's in the game.
He's already in there.
Yeah, James is in the game already.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, so yes.
So you're happy. You're content.
Can't ask for too much.
No, you know what? And I like that. He's realistic and he doesn't ask for too much in life. I thoroughly
great guy.
respect it. Murshid, you're the best. Do not ever change.
Yes.
Do not
Yes,
ever
that was fantastic.
That was too good.
Right, okay. I believe...
I got all I need, baby.
I believe we are just about out of time. So, Richard, can you put these guys at the fight card on so people know where to follow these two? Please give these guys a follow. They are playing Street Fighter 5 now. You will see them playing Street Fighter 6. There are their Twitter handles. These guys. It was great to talk to these guys. I always like talking to people that come on the show and hearing their different opinions and answers in general. But yes, gentlemen, before we let you go, the podium is yours. So feel free to thank anyone, shout anyone. It is all yours, as long as it's within moderation. I did get in trouble for that one. So, SonnyB, you first.
Yeah, obviously shout out to yourselves. It's always fun talking to you guys. Veggie, still handsome.
There you go.
Thank you.
And Rush G's servers obviously is where I tend to hang out a lot. And yeah, I mean, if you guys want to follow me on Twitch and Twitter, and you will see what I'm doing on there a lot. I will be trying to attend tournaments here and there. For the remainder of Street Fighter V's life cycle. I think there's something coming up in Birmingham at the end of the month I'm going to try and attend. But yeah, just shout out to everyone. Thank you for watching. Apologies that I didn't perform my best today. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. And yeah, thank you for watching.
Sweet. Murshid, what about you? I know I love your realism, but is there anyone you'd like to thank? Anyone you want to shout out? Do you want to tell us how there is not the best character in Street Fighter 5 again?
Yeah. I really would like to thank all the players in the fighting games community. I would like to thank the players in the Tobbles team, King Choing, Kravix, Eltokar. Also, I would big shout out to Retos in the South Mine League. He was really supporting in the last times for me. So yeah, that's it.
All right, gentlemen, perfect. Lovely talking to you both. When you guys are ready, you guys can leave the Discord call. So myself, Veggie and Ovaha can close out the show. And we're going to drop you guys a message maybe in a couple of minutes or within an hour. Thank you guys once again for joining us on the show. So yeah, when you're ready, you can leave the Discord call and enjoy the rest of your night, I suppose.
All right, take care, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much.
It was a great time.
Take care. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Well, I got to say, courtesy to both of them for coming on the show. That was really good to talk to them. I think Murshid should write a book. I think he could definitely convince a lot of people how there's never going to be a best character in Street Fighter 6 as well.
It's like it's like you've all been thinking about it wrong. Like there is no best character.
Perspective is everything, and if that's how he looks at it, it's interesting.
And that's funny.
It's interesting that came from a Ryu player. There's no best character in the game.
It's like it's so poetic because he was like so philosophical. It was like just the mindset of a true warrior.
I like how content he was as well. It's like
it's like
was in there, and it's just like this was just amazing talk.
That was the best part.
It was such a good.
It's like Ryu. It's like Ryu. Like no shoes. Okay. No roof to sleep under. Okay, that's fine. No, I'm content.
Well, look, this is how. Well, I could tell by the end when we asked about the commentators who's content. He said, James says it again. He said, oh. Great.
I'm good.
That's good. No, this is why people. This is why we bring on the people on the show and we talk to them, because it's like hearing their views that they might talk to with their friends or they might not be heard. Some people shouldn't be heard, but that's another topic entirely. But it's just hearing those interesting opinions and then having to bounce off it and discuss those sort of things. So no, it was actually fantastic to speak about that. I mean, Alvar, did you enjoy the gameplay as well? Back that up.
Yes, I did. I like we've been talking about this the whole evening. Like this matchup is just really fun to watch. It's something about Street Fighter 5 that you don't really see that often. You don't see that fireball war going on a lot in this game. So like when you get that, it's like it's nice and cozy and familiar, but also different because it's fun compared to
nice and cozy.
Games.
I love it.
I'm all about nice and cozy, man.
It's cozy time.
I like, is it
absolutely. Get your blankies. Get your blankies.
Hey, as long as this do you know what? As long as it's an electric blanket. Electric blankets, don't mess with them. They're actually pretty damn good. Veggie, what about you? Did you enjoy the set as well?
I enjoyed the set a lot. I wish it could have lasted longer. I mean, it definitely had the potential to do that. There was a lot of close rounds.
Yeah.
And it's just something about watching how many fireballs can you throw before the other person jumps. It's really exciting because it's like fireball, wait, fireball, wait, fireball, and then explosion things happening. It's really great. It was a great change of like matchup pace, if I can say that. So I enjoyed it a lot.
Change of pace, indeed. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen,
how about you, Jammers?
We must not forget about Jammers. Sorry.
Come on, man.
I don't say that you forget about me. I care about your opinions more than you guys care about mine. That's how things go around here.
No.
What do you mean, no?
We care about your opinion.
Okay.
We're just kind of slow, so we realize that later. It's like, oh, we care, but we're just slow.
Anyway, no, it was fun. I again, that's one of those matchups where I guess you get to see who's more of a risk taker. You know that it's a textbook matchup, but then you basically have to skip to chapter 4 instead of starting from chapter 1. If that makes any sense.
I'm taking the shortcut.
Well, listen, when you have to take a shortcut, you got to pay for it, and he paid with his life bar. So that's
a resource, baby.
It is to grapplers if they have the abundance of health. But again,
that's the grappler mindset, baby.
So, some characters don't have that luxury, indeed. But yes, you know what? You guys have the luxury of doing. You have the luxury of pre-ordering Street Fighter 6. So if you do have the graphic, we can put it up for you guys now. June 2nd is when the game comes out. It is 6 weeks, roughly 6 weeks away. Yes, you have the luxury of pre-ordering. If you haven't done it, get on Steam, get on PlayStation Network, get on Xbox. Whoever plays them, actually, to be fair, Game Pass is actually fantastic. I will not judge. It was good. Make sure you get pre-ordering the game. I want you guys to be playing it at midnight, day 1 of the game's release. We're going to be, hopefully, all of us get to enjoy it on day 1. And again, it's going to be interesting to see how the game unfolds. There's 3 editions to the game: Standard Edition, Deluxe Edition, and Ultimate Edition. There's going to be a character pass there. Who knows what characters are going to be part of that? But then there's going to be an Ultimate Pass. That means extra content on top of the full game and the character pass. So if you got that cash to splash, if you're not donating it to your favorite streamer, donate it to one of the platforms that you can pre-order the game from as well. Street Fighter 6 Ultimate Edition, I'll be looking to get that. Hopefully you guys can do that as well. Don't forget as well, I want you guys to follow the TikTok page. I've actually forgot to tell the production team to put that up. I want you guys to follow the TikTok page on Street Fighter 6, because the guys behind the TikTok page have been putting in an abundance of work, and I want them to be rewarded in more ways than one. So if you guys can go check out the TikTok page, go on TikTok, type in Street Fighter, and you find the verified tick, the blue tick. Don't worry, TikTok haven't taken those away yet. They might do that in the future. Who knows? There it is. And you could see Lil Wayne, Wheezy F Baby. He's there as well. I see Kimberly. There's content being put on there. There's 33,000 followers. Maybe you can join them as well. There is the TikTok. And of course, I mentioned Lil Wayne. Don't forget, there is a showcase on April 20th. That's 2 days from now. Well, yeah, 2 days from now, 2 nights from now. And he's going to be showcasing something. Who knows what it's going to be? Maybe he's going to do exclusive tracks. Maybe he's going to announce an exhibition like these guys allude to. Maybe.
Daigo Umehara, baby.
Maybe he's a DLC commentator. Maybe he's going to be announcing, awarding the winner the $1 million in the CPT finals. I don't know. You just got to make sure you stick around on April 20th at the specific time.
I'm actually really excited for that. Sorry.
The designated time for that
we
stuff
can't
there.
wait.
There was one more thing I wanted to show. I don't know if we have it. I believe Salt Mine League finals are this Sunday. I believe it is. Yes, there it is. Perfect. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last Street Fighter 5 tournament for Salt Mine League. They do a ranking season.
That's crazy.
They have got their players rallied up. These are the finalists you'll be seeing: Ending Walker, Hurricane, Citizen, Four Fills, the Falco Duo, Rickman's Barnet, Mal Dominant, Geeko, and Mirkin. Damn, there's a lot of...
Oh, actually, Murshid replaces Mirkin.
Yo, that's sick.
Yo.
That's gonna be sick. I'm definitely watching.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Murshid is good. Listen, this guy, he needs to believe himself.
Yo.
Okay, so Mirkin will not be able to be there. So Murshid will be taking that spot. So I'm pretty sure Ritas will update that graphic and announce it. But yes, if you want to watch some Street Fighter in EU on the Sunday coming up, then please head on over to twitch.tv/Salt Mine League. And Also? What's also?
Yeah, also I just wanted to extend the Salt Mine shout out, because on Saturday they're gonna have a tournament. I don't think we have a graphic for that, but on Saturday they're gonna have like a you choose kind of a tournament where the opponent chooses your character you have to play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we just?
And that's gonna be wild and fun and salty.
Why don't you just pick 11? And therefore you don't get to. That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Wow.
Damn.
The mental games you can do with that.
Wow, your opponent picks your character for you, huh? If I got time, maybe I might enter that. That'd be funny. You'll get some.
I'd like to play that maybe too. That sounds interesting.
We'll see.
11 is banned. I heard that.
Oh, what a
through the
party people.
grapevine.
Anyway, right, we'll
Yeah,
cross that
true.
bridge when we come to it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed another night of sets here with us. First of all, big announcement from us. It's not Street Fighter 6 related. We are not on the airways next week because one of the producers is actually going on a family holiday. He's going to be getting some R&R before the real storm kicks in, which is called Street Fighter 6. So he's getting his holiday in now, just like this man did not too long ago, which is smart. If you play Street Fighter or you take fighting games seriously, if you have a partner, if you have a family, a spouse, whoever, get your holiday in now before they get pissed off with you later. That's words from me. Anyway, right. I believe
Friendly
that is it. Listen, I believe that is it from all of us. So yeah, we're not going to be on next week, Tuesday, but we should be on 2 weeks from now, and we're going to try and deliver as much content as we can before Street Fighter 6, because we want to make a smooth transition as if we never left. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to love you and leave you. Keep throwing fireballs, and I tell you what, there is no best character in the game. I've only realised that 7 years in. We'll see you next time. See you soon.
Later, Raid.